Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello people and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. This is your Tuesday show with Quest Ashraf. Don Osam is back after Ramadan to the show, of course, after his fasting prayer. May Allah accept all the prayers and all the fasting and all the good deeds that people did in Ramadan, including Osam, who made a lot of dua for us as well, for himself, for the family, for everyone, of course. But we're joined by the new star of YouTube, of course, Mr. Touchline Facts. Big up support.
Star of YouTube. Oh,
this is the new star of YouTube.
Star
You heard that
Bro,
right.
can you show us?
Listen,
Can you
last
show
time I
us-
checked, Mo did not stutter, mate. He spoke the king's finest English and did not stutter. So he said it loud and clear, pal.
Can we see the jacket? Can you see the jacket?
Oh yeah, I just got this. It arrived today. New Man United jacket.
Got this from OK Jersey using code MHF.
OKJersey.com, guys. If
Well,
you haven't
8%.
checked OK Jersey yet,
Definitely,
these
pal.
are the stuff. These are the stuff.
These are
These
the
are the
type of
stuff
things you can get. Let's go.
You can get this from OK Jersey. Ashraf is joining us. He's hiding as Ashraf never hides. But listen, after the final loss, he's definitely hiding. He's definitely hiding.
Oh,
There's a
his
lot-
head's gone. His head
His head is hot. His head
Wes,
was
as
so
usual,
hot.
looking great. Big up
It
Quest.
ain't
Yes.
easy, lads. Honestly, it ain't easy.
The
Wes-
fashionista of football.
Wes
YouTube.
is the king of the drip. The king
Yes.
of the drip.
The
Look at
drip
this.
king of
It's
football.
called that drip, man.
Bro.
There you go.
Big of Quest, of course. And here you go. The loser
Oh,
of the
Chelsea.
the winner of the
Ashraf's
No.
meltdown on his watch along
Ah,
was my
shit.
favorite thing ever. You know, I was only doing 2 watch-alongs. Like I always watch people when their team is losing to see their reaction. I just kept watching Ashraf and Troops. No one else. I didn't go to any other Arsenal watch-along. Ashraf was losing his mind at Arteta. So today,
But you know that the difference between Ashraf and Troops? Ashraf, the meltdown is built. Like he's building the meltdown. Right? Troops would be sitting, eating something, drinking water or something, and then out of nowhere, Troops would just explode, cutting everyone on the screen,
Yeah.
cutting everyone around him. And I'm like, this is crazy. But listen, guys, we're talking Bukayo Saka. There's a lot of noise around Bukayo Saka over the last 48 hours about his performances. Should he drop? Some people actually went to say, which is actually the crazy one, that Madueke should be the starting right winger for England, which is actually, I think, crazy in my opinion as well. But there's a lot of talk about the Kepa situation as well. I got you some, of course, screenshots to prove my point as usual. Of course, right here, Kepa, the bozo that cannot play from the back, of course. But Man City destroy Arsenal, of course, we know that. Man United, close to Liverpool. Man United today, again, are linked to both Tonali and freaking Bruno Guimarães. They want to sign both, which is actually nuts. I actually don't know how are Man United going to pull this off.
Daddy club of England, mate. When you're the biggest club in the world, that's what you get the privileges of doing that.
This guy, man. This guy.
True, though, innit?
And,
I'm saying, whilst you lot are signing
and-
the next Colombian 18-year-old, we're signing big boys.
We're gonna
Okay, man.
I want to ask a question. I don't want to go into debate for this, but also we'll discuss it. Liam Rosenior, Matt Law. I'm sorry for Chelsea fans, but you're really becoming like the team that is people are laughing about because of Liam Rosenior staying until 2027. Enzo Fernández linked to Real Madrid. Cole Palmer is linked again to Manchester United, by the way, again over the last 24 hours. And listen, Adam Wharton, would you get Adam Wharton or did you get a Bruno Guimarães? Which one would you prefer?
Me?
What if I had? Oh.
Which one's
Anybody?
me or? Oh,
Yeah.
I personally prefer a Bruno Guimarães.
What about Tonali or Adam Wharton?
To Wharton.
All right. Nice.
Can I be
actually,
honest? I think slowly Bruno Guimarães is becoming one of the most overrated players in the league.
why don't you say the same about Tonali then?
I think
Tonali,
Tonali is
I-
overrated as well.
Way
But
more.
why don't you think Adam Wharton is overrated?
Okay, I'll tell you why I don't think Adam Wharton is overrated, because I don't think Adam Wharton, and this is a footballing reason, and you guys will of course agree because we all watch Crystal Palace. And the reason why I don't think Adam Wharton is overrated is the style of play at Crystal Palace doesn't actually get the best out of Adam Wharton, because they're
Okay.
almost always on the back foot, but he's a much better passer, distributor, dictator of tempo.
Suits Man City a lot, huh?
Yeah, and when he and Liverpool. And any big team, really.
I mean, you don't play. Jurgen Klopp is gone. You don't play on the front foot anymore. Like you.
Actually, with Jurgen Klopp, it wouldn't work at all. Having a dictator of tempo, you'd need a runner.
You had
Fair
to.
enough.
Nice try, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. But listen, Where do we start?
We can start with
Where do we
Chelsea. I mean,
start?
we're
Let's
start with
try a little bit.
Ashraf. Mick Arteta.
Yes.
Super Mikel Arteta.
What about him?
But let me
He
that,
knows
that
exactly what we
game
need.
does that define Mikel Arteta? This game
Gabby at the
does this
back.
game define Mikel Arteta?
Gabby in
this game.
attack.
The last. It depends what you're talking about. Like, you mean in terms of success, or in terms of style, or in terms of what?
In terms of a quote, as a quote, but let me do this quickly. The man from Uncle said, "I don't like you more." Big up again. I'm gonna repeat again. Hit that like button, guys. If you guys are here, 56% is voting "I don't like you more," which is actually crazy. And instead of actually saying that we're gonna get 300 likes or 200 likes, which is nuts in my opinion. But big up the man from Uncle. I hope that you liked the video. Then, can we agree that Wirtz is the worst signing in the history?
No, because there's Anthony.
What kind of dumb
No, don't
Oh.
you dare! Don't you dare compare Anthony to that bum right now, bro. Anthony has some big goals.
Anthony
had some big
has
goals.
never been that good.
One
Wirtz is much better
second,
talent than Anthony.
You're a Chelsea fan. I can name probably 5 Chelsea signings that are worse than Wirtz alone.
Yeah,
Wait,
Mihajlo
whoa,
Mudryk.
what was the stray for
What about
me?
Mudryk?
I mean, Wesley
Because
Fofana.
of the Chelsea
Tanya.
fan.
Wesley
Because
Yeah,
of the
this is a
Chelsea
Chelsea fan. Tanya's a Chelsea fan.
Oh.
Shevchenko, Samuel Eto'o, we can go Fernando Torres.
keep
We can
going?
go
No, don't
on
say
and
Torres.
on
No,
and
don't say
on.
Torres.
Hold
We
on.
can go on and on and on about
Eto'o.
Chelsea.
Didn't Eto'o
Eto'o.
sign for like 6 months?
Did you?
And
they
he
had
was
to let
very
him
good.
go.
Don't say
And they
Torres.
had to let him go. You know, they had to let him
Fernando
go. by the way.
Torres. Yeah.
Don't say
He was
Torres.
like
Don't say
30 years of
Torres.
age. No, that's so shameless. I would say Wesley Fofana.
Also, I think, and this is not me bringing an agenda. This is, I'm gonna give a legitimate answer. Yeah.
Oh,
Based
Lukaku.
off
Is
based off expectations and based off price tag, the worst transfer ever. No BS, honestly. And you guys know when I'm doing agenda is Hazard to Madrid.
No. But in the Premier League, I think the
in the
worst
Premier League. In the Premier League.
value for, in my
No,
opinion,
but that's not what he said. He said worst signing in history.
in the Premier League.
Oh, that is true.
I
That is
genuinely
true.
believe,
Yeah.
based on the
Damn.
money spent and the value you're getting, we haven't yet talked about Isak, who is back for PSG, guys. By the way, it's confirmed by Arne Slot. Romelu Lukaku from Inter to Chelsea is the worst value for money that a club had. The reason why they didn't get a penny back from him, they got like
You
10
could
million.
even say Mudryk, by the way.
Like,
Yeah, but
but
we
Mudryk,
loaned him out
okay,
twice.
but hold
We
on.
loaned him out
But
twice.
at least Hussam, Mudryk was doping. So Chelsea can't control that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mudryk was, Lukaku wasn't doping. Like Lukaku just
Mudryk was shit.
flat
though,
out
before he was
player.
hurt.
No. To be
flopped.
honest, I think Hussam absolutely cooked with that one. There's no question that it's Hazard in every metric. How much did he go for to Madrid?
100 million at the time.
100 million.
Ronaldo's
Which is the
replacement.
equivalent of like 180
if-
now.
So in every, so let's say you have a checklist, right? To see who's the flop of the in football history, right? Transfer value, tremendous, check. Wages, tremendous, check. The quality and stature of the player, tremendous, check. The club he went to, the biggest club in world football, tremendous, check. The player he was replacing eventually, which was Cristiano Ronaldo, big stature, tremendous, check.
Yeah.
Everything is a check mark for Hazard.
Every metric.
Became fat in 8 McDonald's, check.
Yeah.
Barely contributed goals or assists, check. Like literally everything.
No,
you can
but
put up
that's disingenuous because he did get a loss.
Let's
of
not
injury.
forget, Vinny came from Brazil and he was like 17 and he
Yeah,
started
but
there.
Vinny
Wait, he
didn't
did get.
get
Wait.
injuries,
Sorry,
Hazard
that's
got.
right. Can you repeat that again? Hazard got
Hazard
what?
got so many injuries, bro, and that wasn't even his fault because he played so many minutes. when he was younger.
Wait. Abu
You know, there's a
Dhabi-
graphic. Hold on.
Abu
There's a graphic
Dhabi-
doing the rounds. You know, Hazard's played the most minutes out of any player during
Yeah,
like
that's
2000s,
fair. But
at the age of 24.
Abu Dhabi and Jack Wilshere had nothing but injuries, and they never got a pot belly in like a couple of months. So
What's
you
your
got
point there, bro?
injuries. That doesn't mean you start getting fat. Like you're still a
He
professional.
was always like that, though, even when he was good.
No,
always-
he
and
was
that's
not
why
that.
he's
Bro,
big up.
Hazard
And
was
that's
a
why
He
he's
skinny
was
guy.
always on pre-season tour, fat as fuck. That was Hazard. He loved doing it.
What-
No,
it
no,
was-
that's
it-
not true.
it-
At Chelsea,
One of the
he was
Yeah,
fat.
Chelsea. That's
one
why
of
he had
the
a big ass,
accusations
'cause he used to put all his
against
fat into
Hazard
that.
was that
Bro,
he
the
sh-
ass is
in his-
born with the ass. It's not the same as getting a belly.
in his later years, he struggled with the weight. Just before he left Chelsea, that 2017-18 and then 2018-19, you could see he was struggling with his weight a bit. Especially
That was one of his best
2018-19.
seasons.
20,
That was one
yeah,
of his
but I'm
best
not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying he did struggle with his weight. especially
Okay, so
2018.
despite the weight,
2019,
he should have still been able to perform. The guy went.
Forget
Oh
everything.
yeah, but that's
Sam
no
is on
disrespect to
Hazard
Chelsea.
case
That's-
since
that's
day one.
one of-
It's fucking
No, but he's right,
unbelievable.
though.
Yeah, but that's one of the best
But,
sales
okay, but one
the Premier
second.
League
Name
clubs
one
ever made.
transfer in the history of football that was worse than Hazard, given price tag
Zero.
expectation of
I think Lukaku. I think Lukaku. I think
Wait,
Lukaku, you could probably
Lukaku to
argue
which
with
club?
him.
Lukaku to which
I-
club?
to Chelsea. I think
Chelsea.
Lukaku to Chelsea.
But wait.
I'm-
See,
can I
this
tell
is
you-
a funny thing.
Can I
This is a
explain
funny
it
thing.
then? Can
You
I?
say
Can I
But it
that,
wasn't
explain
you
it?
say
really
that-
Lukaku's fault.
Can
though.
I?
But
I
Lukaku
need to
still
explain
had
it.
some impact. You see how you're wrong. Lukaku
like
still
no,
had
the
some
couple of
impact.
goals. Like he scored
What
2-0
impact?
win
Hazard had zero
against
impact.
Arsenal.
Habibi, when
Arsenal.
Lukaku joined, his second game was against Arsenal, and he
Yeah,
scored, and
that
everyone was
too.
like, "Wow, he's
And
literally
he
back."
assisted Reece
So-
James in that game as well, I think.
Yeah, he did,
Exactly.
he did.
Whereas Hazard had zero impact in 0 games.
Probably yes.
Zero.
That's
I
a
think-
lie. That's a
I-
lie. That's a lie. That is a real lie. He definitely had good games before his injury. He was cooking before he got
For
injured.
Real
Nunez-
Madrid.
At Real
Yes,
Madrid, we're
if you
saying.
watch him, he was
No, he
looking for Real
wasn't,
Madrid.
bro.
And
I
then Nunez
was
got
watching
his
him. He
ankle.
wasn't, bro.
looking at Real Madrid.
I'll
never
go and
looked
get a
at
Real
him.
Madrid fan on this panel right now, and they'll tell you before he got injured in that PSG game where Munir took him clean out with his ankle. Yeah, it's true. Go look up. Munir took his ankle out. Hazard was playing well before he.
No, he was
got
never.
injured.
He was never.
He might have had
I
brilliant
think
GA,
that's
but he was never a GA player anyways. Sometimes just watch the player and you'll know he's good.
What?
Hey, I rate him.
How could a
I rate
winger
him.
not be a
But
GA
this,
again? What is
this
the- what
is
is the
Sam, you know,
what is the winger
he's
job then? To
pushing
look good?
this.
What do you mean?
By the way, you know,
can't-
Tanya,
you can't
just
be good
not
at football.
scoring goals and creating
just to
chances.
disprove your point anyway, without the aesthetics merchant and Quest getting mad, he's not even the worst Liverpool signing ever. The worst Liverpool signing ever is Darwin Núñez. 88 million.
Premier League
Literally
winner
net
Darwin Núñez,
negative.
have some respect. Have some respect.
Oh,
Premier
yeah.
League
Let's
winning
just-
Darwin Núñez, have
Let's
some
just
respect.
ignore it.
Which versus
We'll
the worst
revisit
signing.
that in a year's
Have
time
some
when all
respect.
Liverpool fans want Florian Wirtz sold because he's trash.
Yeah,
It
have
might
some
end up being
respect.
Wirtz though. It might end
Yeah,
up
but
being.
we'll
Wirtz.
have that conversation at the time. Currently,
So, but I tell you something. If you don't win the Premier League with Wirtz and Isak, if you don't win the Premier League for the next 2-3 years, 4-5 years, will Wirtz and Isak be the worst signing?
100%.
Wow,
Yeah,
Because
they would
you
be
cannot
awesome.
spend over 200 million in 2 players and not win the league. Over the
Isak
next
gets a
4 years.
pass at the minute because Isak done his leg. Yeah, he had a bit.
Yeah, of course. And this is why we never mention
Wirtz
Isak
gets
as
no
a flop.
pass. Wirtz has played enough minutes for me to know that you.
Nah. Because the different, yeah, but then you've got. I hear that, but at the same time, you got to say that Isak is coming from the league. Wirtz
No,
has to
I don't
He
hear
acclimatise
hasn't
to the
played.
league.
Quest, he
100
hasn't
million.
played.
No,
Quest, he
I
hasn't
know,
played.
but that's what I'm saying. When he came back, he was doing right. I hear that. Wirtz, this is Wirtz's first season, so you have to kind of.
Ashraf,
know what
just
I mean?
before you respond to the Hazard thing, look, as things stand, the only Liverpool signings in the summer that aren't flops are Ekitike and Frimpong. I have no
Ekitike,
problem
yeah.
saying that. But the problem is touchline. The
No, I think
Superchat said
Kirkes
worst
and
transfer
Ekitike.
in history, which is not true. That's the
Kirkes and Ekitike, not Frimpong and Ekitike. Kirkes has played. Kirkes has been
Yeah, Kirkes
some-
since the turn of the
some
year has
good
been good.
games, some
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
games.
definitely.
Kirkes has been not the
Definitely.
worst player for Liverpool, to be honest.
But the problem is Tanya said
Arif-
worst in history. Which
What about-
he-
what about
he's not
Madueke,
even top
man?
10.
Yeah, Madueke is a flop as well. Not the biggest. though.
Madueke for
But wait,
Arsenal.
touchline. Which game did you say Hazard before? You said he got injured at a certain game before that he was cooking. Which
got
game?
the PSG game.
Huh?
The PSG game when he got injured, Munir took him out.
So there's. Okay, so PSG, which one? Like the one in 2022?
I think it was the one where no, it was 2020. He went 2022. 2020. He got. It might have been 2019. In fact, when he got injured, Gareth
2019,
Bale. I
okay.
think, scored.
So yeah, he got injured that game. Guys, before that, he played 68 minutes against Galatasaray, 79 minutes against Galatasaray as well, 90 minutes against Club Brugge, and 70 minutes against PSG in the first leg. Had 1 assist in all those games. Nothing else. Terrible ratings.
You need to
He
stop
wasn't good.
being this GA guy, bro. Hazard was
garbage.
never a GA guy.
No, Hazard
never
was
a
a GA.
GA guy.
When Hazard won PFA
Right.
Player of the Year, he had like 15 goals and like 11 assists or something. He was a GA
Right?
guy.
But no one said he
There
got
is
player of the
no
league.
winger.
Was
There's
that- hold
no
on,
winger.
hold on. Was that the most in the Chelsea squad at that time?
I think
because
it
didn't
was
Diego
the most.
Costa
Yeah.
that season?
He-
No, it wasn't Diego
No,
Costa that
no,
season.
no,
like
no,
20
no, stop.
Yeah,
GA
22.
combined GA, it was Hazard. It was
Check
Costa
that,
didn't
out.
have
Check that for me because I guarantee you Diego Costa got more.
Nah, it will be.
GA
It will be
combined.
Hazard. It will be Hazard. It will be
What?
Hazard. I think
Diego
Hazard
Costa
got-
got 20. Remember Diego Costa in his first 5 league games
Yeah,
got
but-
7 goals, man.
Yeah, but Costa got like
I'm gonna check.
22 goals and maybe like 7 assists. Maybe I think
That's
Hazard
more than
got
Hazard got then because he said 15 and 11.
Wait, let me double check. I'm just checking the.
I'm checking right now, bro.
I'm just not a stats merchant, man.
So Hazard had
Sometimes I'm not
14
stats.
goals and 10 assists
In the league.
24. Oh no, then Costa beat him.
in the league.
Yeah,
in the
then,
league.
then
And
Costa,
Costa-
got
yeah,
20 and
Costa
thir-
would have beat him.
Costa got 20
Okay,
goals,
but-
3 assists in 26 games.
Wait, so that means Hazard still more. So I was right then.
Oh,
Yeah, he did get more. He did get more. How many
Exactly.
games?
And my
oh,
point,
20
my point
26 games, I thought
my
you
point is, guys, and everyone can
Remind
back
me
me on
to
this.
never
More,
argue
and
with
I'm
that.
pretty sure Mon Hassam will back me on this. There is not a single winger in football history that didn't have good stats. Zero.
Okay,
It's not
cool.
a single winger that's considered
This is a
top class.
false notion, by the way. And me and
this
Ashraf
is half
debunk
class.
this. Me and Ashraf debunk this when it comes to Zidane because people go like, "Oh, GA March." Zidane got a GA once every 2 games. So what are you talking about? Doesn't
Which is
have that
fantastic
exact
for a
game.
center midfielder, by the way.
Yeah. So
Even
Even-
Ronaldinho.
by
had
the way,
fantastic stats.
players
Alright,
who are
Quays, are
elite,
you hearing this, bruv? They're talking
Name
about
any-
Zidane and they're bringing
name-
up his stats and
name
Hazard's
any-
stats. Like, do you not actually just hate football, bruv? Watch Zidane and you know he's good at football. Like,
Bro.
watch him and you knew he was good.
Bro,
You need to know-
wait. Who,
Don't
guys,
care
who
about
looked better
Zidane's
on the
stats.
JJ Okocha looked incredible in the eye. There's a reason why he's not a legend. There's a reason.
to who?
Who said he's not a legend? Who said he's not? Who said he's not a
You
legend?
know what I mean. You know what I mean. Nobody
He's
puts
not
him in the
on the
top
legend
10,
of the
20
levels of
the
these
best.
guys.
Exactly. Nobody thinks Zidane was great. No, people started speaking about Zidane.
I'm
more
going to
when
end
he
this
scored
debate in one question.
he
Is
scored
Mo
the
Yeah,
Salah
Salah
but
a
JJ
better player
Okocha, JJ
than
Okocha
Ronaldinho?
is hold on. JJ Okocha is tiers below the Ronaldinho's, the Zidane's, like tiers.
Obviously, exactly.
Right.
but
Because he
that's
didn't have
because-
much
That's
moments.
because
What
there's
are we
other
fucking
Zidane-
men.
doing here? Are we? We're not
By the
going to
way,
rewrite history. JJ Okocha
So
was,
guys,
yeah,
what
good, but he
Touchline
was
is
not a
saying-
legend.
What
In the
Touchline is
Premier League,
saying-
he's a legend.
What Touchline
Yeah,
is saying?
maybe he isn't.
What? Yeah,
In the
exactly.
Prem.
He isn't. What? He isn't. He isn't.
JJ
Stop it.
Okocha isn't a legend in the
I
Prem.
promise
What are
you
we
in the
doing here?
I promise you in the UK here, JJ
Is-
Okocha is a Premier League legend.
Is
Guys,
Mo
legend,
Salah?
yeah,
Hold on.
I'm
Wes.
gonna move from
Wes.
Is Mo Salah
JJ
a better
anyone
Okocha
here
is
think-
streets
Is
won't
Mohamed
forget
Salah
players.
a better
Don't
player than
change.
Exactly.
Ronaldinho?
Exactly.
But he's
Is
a
Mohamed
Okocha is
Salah a
a
better player than
One at a time.
Ronaldinho?
We're all
Answer the
speaking
question.
now with the
Yeah.
same.
JJ
This is
Okocha
counter
is
views.
streets
Our
won't forget.
this is our stream counter views. This
Okay,
is-
can I ask
anyone
you
here
a question?
think-
He's diverting,
Does-
right? Can I ask one fan?
Does
Is
anyone
Mo
here
Salah-
think? No,
is
no,
Mo
no. I'm
Salah
not.
a
I'm not
better player
diverting.
than Ronaldinho? Why do you ask?
Wait.
That's stats,
I'm not
right?
diverting. Does anyone here think Zidane would be Zidane if he didn't have the 2 goals against Brazil in the final? If he didn't
No.
have the volley against
No.
Leverkusen? If he didn't have all these clutch goals that won Champions Leagues and FA Cup and World Cups? Does anyone think he would still be in that same
And
stature?
I'm gonna add to Ashraf's point. My problem is, and this is the issue with these aesthetics merchants, like Touchline Facts, like Ahmed, and all the aesthetics merchants. This is their problem when it comes to this conversation. All these elite players that we love all have iconic goals that are remembered forever. Every single one of them.
Never said they aren't.
Beckham, Zidane, Ronaldinho, R9.
Iniesta.
When we bring up R9, the first thing that people bring up is the 2 goals he scored against Germany in 2002 World Cup final. People bring up the Zidane goal in the Champions League final against Leverkusen, the 2 headers against Brazil. So when we talk about, like, my issue is you always go to the extreme. Like, you come here and you go like, but you watch Zidane and you can tell he's a great player. Yeah, we can tell he's a great player, but guess what? He needed the goals and he needed the assists.
No,
and
I
he
agree.
needed
The
these
moments matter. but
iconic moments.
Yeah,
He could be. By the way, you want to know the proof? Let me tell you the proof. And I just got you both in a headlock, you and Quest.
yeah.
Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz. Why is he bad using your logic? Because he
Yeah,
looks
I
very
guess why is he
aesthetically
shit?
pleasing to
I'm
watch.
watching him and he's
Oh,
his
one
ass.
second. Mo, does Wirtz look aesthetically pleasing to watch?
No.
Yes. Why does he have flop then?
Swear he does.
He's
No,
very good at football. He looks
not
aesthetically
No, he's
pleasing to
not.
watch.
Are you guys
He's
crazy?
not.
Hold
No,
on. Stop.
I
Hold on,
swear you guys are
stop.
not
Guys,
watching.
Guys,
guys,
Can I ask
are
a
we
question?
on?
Hold on,
Wirtz
Let-
directly,
this
Ashraf.
is
You
my
see?
channel,
You
let me
use that
talk.
logic against
Let
him.
me talk. Who's
Wallah, Hassan got
okay.
them.
People listen. Man United fans, most of them are aesthetics. Saeed, Ahmed, Nuruddin, Touchline, most of them, right? We know that.
Merchant, by the
Oh,
way. I
stop
just- I just-
talking. Let me talk. Stop talking. The thing about it, if you're asking who looks better on the ball, first touch looks better on the ball, Wirtz or Bruno Fernandes, let's
Wirtz.
actually ask the panel.
Bruno
Ashraf?
Fernandez. Bruno
100%.
Fernandez.
Quest.
Who looks better on the ball only, right? Yeah, Wirtz.
Yeah. No. By the way, I am not here discussing who is a better player, like Salah and Hazard, who looks better
Yeah.
on the ball? Eden Hazard.
looks
No,
better, of
nobody will sit here and say, oh, yeah, Salah is better on the ball. No, Hazard is better on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's better on the ball? People in the chat, I need one name, Bruno or Wirtz? Quest.
Chats for Liverpool fans, mate. They don't know ball.
I'll probably have to say Wirtz has got the style one. Yeah, his styles
But
now.
who's better player?
Bruno.
Bruno's
Bruno,
ball.
Right now,
See
it's Bruno,
touchline,
yeah.
see
He's always
touchline. We
better.
all can agree with, like, Okocha might be amazing on the ball,
But,
but he ain't a legend. Like,
my
you being
point is-
great on the ball, it doesn't
Okay,
mean
cool.
that you're
Can
a
I
legend.
ask everyone who's better, Mo Salah or Ronaldinho?
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho.
Or why? Mo Salah's
Ronaldinho.
got more goals and he's probably got more assists.
Because we never said stats is the only thing that matters. If
never said
Ronaldinho had
only
shit,
stats.
by the way, if
Well, we never
Ronaldinho
said
had
that.
shit stats, if Ronaldinho had shit stats, he wouldn't even be in the
And I
stats.
never said aesthetics
Nobody-
is the only metric. So I don't get your point. I never said aesthetics is the only metric. So what you
we
want about? What are
understand,
we doing here?
but that's
What are
why.
we doing here?
But no, we're
never
saying
said that.
no, touchline. You missed the point. You missed the point. You have to
I
have
just
an
said
element.
Hazard
of
was
both.
playing decent at
Yeah.
Madrid, I remember.
You have to have an element of both. So if you're a winger and he went to Madrid and he had 0 goals, 0 assists, it doesn't matter how good he looked on the eye, you were shit. Because as a winger, your main job is to create and score. That's it. It doesn't matter how good you look in the eye. You have to have an element of both.
Hazard's wasn't, no, that's a lie. Hazard was getting the ball
Touchline,
from his
touchline,
back, from his
touchline. It's all right.
defenders and told
It's
to
all right.
Like,
Touchline,
what are you doing here?
touchline.
I
It's
don't
all
know.
right.
I remember
take
what I
the L.
watched.
We
I
gotta
know
move
what I
on.
watched
Take
when
the
he was
L.
at Madrid. in
I
his first
asked
few
you,
days.
the L.
give me the game. You said PSG
Take the L.
29.
Touchline. Khalas,
I
we're gonna
went
move on.
and
Take
checked
the L.
it. It was all bad. And he played 90 minutes in all
No,
of
there's
them.
no L, bro. I know what I watched.
Take
I
that.
can get Madrid
That's what
fans to
moving
tell
on.
you as well.
We're
He
moving
was good in his first couple of weeks till that PSG game.
Hey,
where he
watch
took
this,
him
yeah.
out.
Everyone be quiet. Everyone be quiet. Watch now, not just L. You just buried yourself, yeah. When did Ronaldinho win the Ballon d'Or, Mo?
5.
2005.
2005, صح?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was part of his prime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the season like 04-05 was prime Ronaldinho, right? So in 2005, in 42 games, Ronaldinho had 30 GA. Watch this. In
Mo Salah got
05-06,
45 in
One
the league
second,
alone.
one
last
second.
season.
Wait.
calm down. Don't get angry because you're getting dunked on. In 2006, when Barcelona won the Champions League, ladies and gentlemen, in 2006,
And Ronaldinho was one of the best players, by the way, in the world.
No,
Yeah.
1 second. In 45 games, Ronaldinho had 26 goals and 24 assists. He had
Oh my
50
gosh.
GA in 45
Yeah, it's 50 something GA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People-
Yeah,
people-
I'm gonna-
Come
It
back,
wasn't
come
I'm
until
gonna
back.
tell you,
like 08,
just like
09,
I probably
In
you were
his
too young.
career-
for this.
in his
I'm gonna
career,
tell you
Salah's
something.
got more
I'm
goals
gonna,
and
I'm
more
gonna tell
assists.
you, Wallah al-Azim, I'm gonna tell you something. Touchline,
Stick
and I've
me,
always said that on YouTube, so we can move on. Ronaldinho 05-06 is one of the best individual seasons I have ever seen from a
ever
football
seen.
player in the history of the sport.
All
Like
time.
forget the Messi 100. Yeah, Messi is an alien. Cristiano's an alien for that 50, 50, 50, 50, 60, 80, 90. From an individual player, I swear to God, watching 05-06, it's the definition of pass the ball to Ronaldinho, things happen.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's not only goals and assists. Just pass the ball to Ronaldinho halfway line. Everyone is on their feet. Everyone is on their feet on the coffee shops, on the pubs, on the stadiums. Everyone is on their feet. Ronaldinho, like it was a ridiculous thing to watch. I've never seen something. But
So
but
you
remember,
prove my point that
I wanted you to
it's
remember. But I want you to remember. But with this, you have to have goals and assists. You cannot be like,
Exactly.
I'm dribbling. I'm just doing this by itself. Especially from a guy that
You know
plays
who that is,
in the
by the way?
attacking side.
Or تعرابط.
You know who that is? Jeremy
Or
Doku.
حاتم بن عرفة. حاتم
Oh,
بن
no, no,
عرفة.
no.
Jeremy
Hey,
Doku.
Quiz,
We watched
he's
Jeremy
comparing Jeremy
We
Doku to what
watched
Hazard was
Jeremy
doing.
Doku
That's what he's doing.
week
This
in,
is what he's
week out.
doing. This is the level
And
he's
Jeremy
doing.
Doku, by the way, factually speaking,
He does this.
factually speaking, the only
Like he's
guy
got
that
actually
complete-
shot.
Hold on. Factually speaking, the only guy in the Prem now that is similar to Hazard in terms of like dribbling stats and not being dispossessed is Jeremy Doku. But he ain't half
But
the player he
But
is.
he's nowhere near Hazard's level.
Exactly. The reason why, because
That's
Hazard didn't only dribble and not get dispossessed. Hazard produced moments, output, great passes. In
Created
terms of
chances.
dribbling, Doku excels in every metric about ball control. He's like quick. He didn't get dispossessed. He can protect the ball. He's strong. Everything. But
Body
he ain't
shift.
Hazard. Yeah, he ain't Hazard. Why? Why? Because he doesn't have the same output. He doesn't have the same effect on games, right? That's what people need to understand. But anyway, I gotta move on from this. It's a great debate, actually. This is international
Yeah.
break peak.
50 GA in 46 games. by the way.
International.
50, 5-0.
By the way,
There are super chats that are related to Arsenal, so I want to do this. JT is saying, I like you, Mo, but the like polls are so annoying. Why are they so annoying?
Right.
Why are they so annoying? They're
Big up,
nice. They're
JT.
okay. Big up, JT. Guys, we need to get to 100 likes. Over 400 people in the house. We need to get to at least 200 likes, guys. Hamoud Mohammed is saying, I like Mikel, but I feel like he sends us out with one hand behind our back in some of these big games this season. Hopefully, we win multiple trophies. I'm going to let Ashraf respond. I'm just going to say something. He literally put Kepa and that everything fell down and it's on him. The way he actually told his players to pass the ball safe, pass back, is why Arsenal didn't do anything in the game. Do you think that Mikel is the one that... So is it fair now to say that Mikel isn't the guy that will let it go, that will let the players go in big games? Ashraf.
Yeah, I mean, he has done it in some big games. I think when there's games that are pressurized games, I think he does get quite conservative. And majority of the season, he has been conservative in his approach. I've always said that. This is why I remember when you asked me, like, who do you think will be hungry? Who do you think will win? I said City will win the League Cup final because, and for me, I know we're going to win the league. I also said we're going to win the FA Cup, so hopefully that proves right. So I still think we're going to win 2 trophies, hopefully this season. But is he conservative? 100%. He is being conservative. And that game is, if not 100% on him, 90% on him. And it's not even because he put Kepa. I don't agree with that. Yeah, Kepa made a mistake, fair enough. But I think that goal was coming regardless of Kepa's mistake or not. When you sit back like that and let them build, even if they had no shot on target until then, at some point it's going to come in. And for those who were in my watch along, and JT was there, and he can attest to this, before they scored, I said, when you sit back for that long and you let the other team just half possession cross, they could even put a flukish cross and a flukish header and they might score. And 5 minutes later, that's exactly what happened. They put in a flukish cross, Kepa made a mistake, they scored. And then obviously 5 minutes later, they made the same thing without Kepa making a mistake and they still scored. So yeah, look, he was too conservative. I hope he learns from it and
you can see what will happen if Arsenal go to win the league. The talk will be how massive the Carabao Cup is. So the league title means nothing. I disagree with this, but I know what the conversation is going to happen. That Pep Guardiola head-to-head, he beat him this season in the Carabao Cup. So Pep Guardiola's had a better season than Mikel Arteta. That's what people are going to say.
No, guys. I think now we're taking agendas too far. If we win the league, this will be forgotten. Nobody will even talk about this.
Okay, can I give you the evidence? There's already talks about Pep Guardiola in transition. Mikel Arteta had a stable team. Pep Guardiola bought the players in January. Pep Guardiola is doing good by being second in the league. Everyone predicted Pep to finish fourth. I'm telling you, the narratives that is running around that people are already, after this win, are propping Pep's season because he's second, because of the things I told you. So the narrative is already built in Ashraf. They're doing
that more because it's the moment right now. Every time something happens in that moment, people say certain things. It's like when a certain player is shit for 7 games and then one game. Doku is a great example. Last season, or is it this season? This season
earlier.
No, last season. No, the season when they slapped up Liverpool 3-0 and he had the mental performance. I think it was maybe this season, or when he completed like 8 dribbles.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah, he not that great. Suddenly has one game where he destroys Liverpool, 8-9 dribbles, scores a fantastic goal, and they were talking about him as if he's the best attacker in the league. They raved about him. Oh my God, look at Doku! And literally 1 month later, and I was on your stream. When I told you Trossard is better than him because Trossard will come up with clutch goals and clutch assists more than this guy does. And literally 1 month later, people started calling him a flop kid.
I would take Doku over Trossard any day of the week.
That's fine. But my point is, he didn't live up to that hype that everyone said he's going to live up to.
He didn't.
Because it was that moment. It was that moment where, like, oh my God, look what he just did.
Ash, my guy, hope you are good. Kalma on Eucharist. Have you? And I wanted actually to actually
we're on Eucharist.
The Arsenal attack is something that we and my man T. Why do you have Pep Guardiola's thinking? Mo, the reason I say we will be back next season, that's Liverpool, is because in the last 6 years, when we had a bad season, the club managed to get right in the summer and was back challenging next season. I wanted to discuss this yesterday.
The thing is, when I first met Mo, I had this conversation with him during Ten Hag's first season. I'll never forget. You know, we had this conversation, and I'm like, okay, based on what evidence are you saying Man United will finish above us next season? Because you have sample size, you have proof. We know
gonna-
that Liverpool will bounce back next year. Yes, we've had a horrendous year this year, but we're not going to be horrendous
Part
again
of
next
this show is something I tried to
I
discuss
agree.
yesterday between Ram and Touchline, and we couldn't. Is Touchline is adamant that Man United will be up and Liverpool might not. He didn't say they won't. He said they might not. But
I disagree.
Liverpool have evidence of being down and then up challenging again and down and then up challenging again. Like it happened when, you remember the season when Alisson scored the goal to get Champions League? The year after, they challenged right away. Like
Yeah, we went
Liverpool
for
were
a
down.
quad.
The year after that, they
Liverpool-
went back down again. It's the same
And they
thing.
have better players. They have better
What?
players.
Sorry,
in
hold on,
almost-
hold
in
on,
most
hold on,
positions.
stop. What did you say? You have an
The year
evidence of
after
you
they
being
challenged
down and up
after that,
again?
They went down again. They finished 5th the year after that and won nothing.
But there is no evidence that over the last 10 years, Liverpool have never been down for back-to-back seasons or something. Never.
Yeah, that's true.
Never
That's
been
true.
down. Not
What do you
once.
mean?
Yeah, they haven't been.
Last 10 years.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
and
Since
since
Klopp
Jurgen
took
Klopp,
over.
since 2015, Liverpool have, since he actually built the team in 2017,
and who did
Liverpool
they
have
have
never
then?
been down.
They have in charge.
Go check the positions of Liverpool.
No, I'm
Yeah,
agreeing
they've
with you. I'm
never-
saying who did they have in charge.
Klopp and Slot.
That's very good. But we'll discuss this
Oh,
in a bit.
Klopp. Don't say Slot because he had 1 year and now he's down.
Adel Tarat must
Yeah,
be the
yeah,
best
but
player
the
ever.
the
then.
players are
Let's-
Slot
I
is
will go
still
to
a
the-
Premier League champion, yani. That's the thing.
All right, so was Mancini, so was Pellegrini, so was Ranieri. We don't need to do that. Yeah, come on. We
No,
can have
I'm
a
not-
logical
I'm-
conversation.
outside
By,
Ranieri,
by-
all the
by the
world
way,
is
you're
man-
saying it. You're saying it like it's an
Okay, we'll
insult.
start with
Mancini-
Liverpool and Man United then. Let's go Liverpool, Man United. Then.
Khalaas, up to you guys.
Adel Tarat must be the best player ever then. Yeah, Olo. Yeah, Adel Tarat was
Yeah,
magic.
because that's what I said, isn't it? I said that only thing that matters is your technical ability. I definitely said that. I literally
Actually,
just said.
since we
Bear
started,
in mind, by the way, just before don't want to go back to it, he did lie, by the way. Hazard, and I was right. Hazard had 7 GA in 1,000 minutes in the Liga that season. So he had almost a goal and assist per game, which what you want to talk for your stats. I knew exactly what I watched.
What do you?
That-
I'm guys. I'm
I know
literally. I
exactly
have
what-
every. Wait.
I have the
every
stats here,
single
brother.
game.
1 goal, 6 assists
He
in
played.
1,000
He
minutes in
played
the
30
Liga.
minutes. Wait. I'll actually go into more in depth if you want to do that. He's played 30 minutes against Levante, no GA, that's fine. 90 minutes against Sevilla, no GA. 77 minutes against Atletico Madrid, no GA. 69 minutes against Granada, 1 goal, 1 assist, fantastic. 90 minutes against Leganes, 1 assist. 90
you
minutes against Real Betis, 0 GA. 72 minutes against Eibar, 1 GA, 1 assist. 90 minutes against Sociedad, 0 GA.
Then he
And
got
then injured. Then he's back. 73 minutes against Celta Vigo, 1 assist. 67, 0 GA. 61 minutes, 1 assist. 82, 1 assist. 62, 0. 63, 0. Then 8, which is fine. 0.
So
62,
we get
0.
the point.
That
We
was
get
a
the
So
whole-
point.
majority of
that
the
was a whole-
games,
that was-
majority of the games he had 0 GA. Now, what
That was a-
line?
You know, touchline.
And
You
I'm
posted it.
No,
I'm
sorry,
gonna
sorry, no, I'm gonna.
That was a whole load of talking
Since he
for
wanted to
just
do
saying
that, I'm
I
gonna
was
keep
right.
going.
And he had
Wallah al-Azim, it's very hard to hear
7
anyone
Since he
when we
wanted
speak
to
over
do
each other.
that, I'm gonna
He
keep
says
going.
it here.
And that's just La Liga.
1,086
Champions
minutes,
League.
7 GA.
Champions
That's
League.
what he
We're
wins
done
it.
here.
70 Champions
done.
League, he's played
Yeah,
70
but
minutes
it's
against PSG,
Oh my
0
gosh.
GA. 90 minutes against Club Brugge, 0 GA. 79 minutes against Galatasaray, 1 assist. 68 against Galatasaray, 0 GA. By the way, they scored 6 goals that game. He had 0 GA out of the 6 goals. And then 69 minutes against PSG again, 0 GA. And then 83 minutes against Man City, 0 GA. Those are the facts. I'm looking at the season right in front of me.
Bro, and the facts are right here. I don't know why we're doing this. The facts are right here. 1,000 minutes and 7 GA in La Liga. That is almost a goal and assist per game.
That's not good, though. Oh my god.
Can we
That's
can we
almost a
move
goal
on?
and assist per game.
Why are you acting like that's good? That ain't good.
That ain't good.
You know, everyone, guys, let's all clap for touchline facts. He totally proved Ashraf wrong there because Hazard got GA against Granada and Levante. You're spot on.
Exactly.
Man United,
Not a
Man
single
United,
big
Man
game,
United,
Why are
Man
you
United.
counting the game? Why are you bringing up the games that he didn't get GA against those teams then? If they
No,
don't
no,
know,
I
he got
brought- I
against
brought up
Celta
all
Vigo
teams.
as
Man
well.
United.
I brought up all
I
teams.
lied. Yeah,
I
he got
mentioned
against
every
Celta
team.
Vigo as well.
Liverpool.
Sorry, my bad. I
Man
forgot
United.
what's
Are we
Celta
moving
Vigo.
on? Okay, no, I
Yeah.
need to finish the
Liverpool,
Arsenal since
Man
we
United.
started.
Let's talk about the biggest two.
Can we
clubs.
not? You guys don't want to do the Arsenal talk. I want to start with the Arsenal talk. There is a massive. Okay, I titled this "Stop Blaming Saka." This is a title that has been going on about people saying that Saka is Saka at fault, or is the whole Arsenal front line just
we was
bad?
talking about Man United.
No. It's very unfair to Saka, man.
Let's finish the Arsenal, and then we'll go because the Man United versus Liverpool section will be.
Saka deserves blame, bro. Don't tell me don't, bro. We keep this logic for every player when they're your best player or best attacker doesn't turn up in a big game. Yeah, you do it for every big player that's ever played for. You did it for. Remember how much time Messi, the best player ever, used to get it for Argentina when he didn't used to turn up in Copa America finals and the World Cup final and all that stuff. How many times do people used to cuss him for that? So what? You can't cuss Saka? Why not? What? Because he smiles, he lives off the pitch, and
I agree with that. Actually.
He's done nothing.
I agree.
Let's be honest. He's done fuck all in his career, and he's 24 and he looks washed.
Whoa, you're doing too.
No. F all in his career. I don't agree, but
he actually not fuck all. He's lost every final he's played in. Every single one of them.
Yeah, but you're doing too much because he's part of those teams, and actually, like especially for England and Arsenal, he's been a significant contributor to them getting to those places. I think Saka does deserve
with Arsenal.
I think he just got to one on Sunday. So
and he wasn't a pivotal part in it.
My point is he's been part of the build up of them getting to that final. Yeah. So my point is that he deserves criticism this season. But I actually agree with one thing that Ash said the other day. I don't think it was even on here when he said that. It might not have, maybe it wasn't you, Ash, but I heard someone say that basically that the thing is Arteta's flogged this guy consistently. It wasn't you. I think it was Potts.
Yeah, it wasn't.
He's flogged this guy since he was like 19, 18, shoehorned him in. I even remember the quote when Arteta came out and said, Saka needs to learn how to play 3 games a week. If he can't, then he's not going to be a top player because that's what all the top players do. Like, that's not how you really protect a young player. So I don't know about that. So I think he deserves valid criticism, but I think we also need to acknowledge within that criticism, this is a player that for the last 5 years has been one of the best players in the league. So him having an off year this year, to be fair, is actually kind of normal. Like all the years when he was coming back from injuries and all this stuff, right? He was still being able to contribute significantly to Arsenal's title push and England's pushes to major tournaments, right? Like I myself have done a hamstring, both legs, twice. You come back a different player. It's not necessarily an excuse.
And his was a tier 3 grade.
Well, yeah, we've seen it happen to Owen. Right?
What are you trying to get at here, though? I don't get what you're trying to say.
I already said it, but you didn't hear it. That's why you're going.
I didn't hear you said that he got to the finals. There's no point.
I already said it in the beginning. You didn't hear it. Everybody else did. But just for you, let me say it again. He deserves valid criticism for this season, yes. But we're not going to act like he's a rubbish player. He's not. For the last 5 years in the Premier League, he's contributed significantly to Arsenal being able to push for the title and England to be able to push for finals and far reaches in tournaments. So cool. Criticize, but let's not start saying if we hear that, you're going to see me tune out. It's redundant.
Can someone please tell me where I said Bukayo Saka's been shit his whole career?
You said he didn't contribute, and I disagree.
I said he's done fuck all in his career, which is fact.
He's done fuck all in his career.
No, it isn't. If Bukayo Saka retires tomorrow, nobody will remember him. He will not be remembered for anything. Remember the penalty list at Wembley. That's what we remember for.
Please, let me just say this.
People, go ahead.
Touchline. It's funny your name is Touchline, bro. You are out of touch on this one, bro. I'm way out of line.
What's he done in his career?
Rubbish, bro. To say he's done nothing in his career, bro. Go check where Arsenal have been. Go check where England have reached. Every time his teams have got to somewhere significant, he's been a part of it. I hear you. You might not like the guy. You might not rate his tech. You might.
I do like him. I think he's a good player.
Then if you do, you can't say what you've just said to say he's done F all.
That doesn't mean if for example, if Bruno Fernandes, doesn't win a Champions League or a Premier League, I'm not gonna say done fuck all because he won the League Cup and FA Cup and he was a pivotal part in the FA Cup win. But let's say he didn't win any trophies at Man United. Let's say forget that. Let's say he didn't win an FA Cup or a League Cup, right? I would say he done fuck all at Man United pretty much. I'd say he done fuck all in his career. Done fuck all.
But that means
you could do a whole dragging through in irrelevant tin pot games against fucking Southamptons at home and stuff like that.
That's what you just did for Hazard.
The reason why
Hazard played well. I never said Saka didn't play well.
The reason why that's a BS argument, in my opinion,
same thing.
You're well against Celta Vigo. Same thing.
You're simplifying.
I never said Saka hasn't played well. I never said that.
Let other people. Let other people.
You're simplifying a player's career to having just won trophies. I don't think Harry Kane did F all when he was at Spurs. It's not his fault the team wasn't good enough to compete.
Oh yeah,
it's not Saka's fault.
It's never his fault. It
It's
was
not-
never Harry Kane's fault. Yeah, never Harry.
No, but
Kane's
it wasn't. Yeah, and it wasn't Saka's
Please,
fault. that we
don't
didn't
bring
win
up
the
Harry
league.
Kane, please.
Okay,
Honestly.
you can criticize Saka for some moments, like towards the end of the season, maybe he could have done
Most
things
gassed
better
up
here and there.
serial loser
That
I've ever
doesn't
seen in my life.
that doesn't mean he's done F all though. That's such a stupid argument. That's like as if saying the player hasn't contributed. He didn't score. He didn't assist. He didn't have big moments. He didn't win us big games. That's BS. He did have
Can
very
you
good
name me
moments.
big moments Saka's had for Arsenal shirt?
Yeah, many in the Premier League, many games we needed to
Name
win to stay
him.
top
Name
or
him.
to
I'm
try and
asking you
win
to
them.
name him.
I'm not going to
Don't
name
get
all the
dragged
big
in,
games he
bro.
scored. I
You
can
can't
here,
even
but he has
name him.
done
All
that.
right, cool. Move on, Mo.
He's trying to drag you in. Don't.
Move on, Mo.
Okay,
Can't
if
name me
I
big
say-
moments.
if
I can name you moments
if
from
I
other
say- if I
players.
say- No, I'll explain to you why. Because I know touchline's childish arguments. If I say he had amazing moments against Madrid that won us the game, when he scored, when he set up the free kicks, he's going to say, but did you win the Champions League, though? Did you win the Champions League? That's a big
No.
moment.
Hold
I
on.
want my player, I want
That's
my
the
player
big
to show
moment.
up
No, I
against
agree.
Madrid in the Champions League game, and he did show up. I
That's
wanted
a
him
big-
to show up against. Is
That's
that not a big game?
moment. That is a big moment.
Okay, there you go.
And
There
then
you
I
go.
seem to remember him missing an open goal in the PSG game.
Yeah, but
straight
everyone
after
has
that.
same
those.
game.
Say it's
Everyone
so
has
much
one of
closer,
those.
innit?
You're right. No, wait, you're right.
touch.
He missed an open goal against the same team when he's the only one who scored. He scored our only goal. So yes, he should have scored the second goal. I agree. He should have scored the second goal, but he at least contributed in some way. The other players didn't contribute.
Yeah, fair play to him.
So then how could you? That's not on him then. That's my point. It's not on him.
Yeah, hey,
bro.
listen, bro. I hear your point, but when you say he's done F, it's just too much. I agree. Listen, I agree that he does get, in some way, he does. I wouldn't even say protected. I just think the truth is, there's not really been a need to have a conversation about Saka till now. Because realistically, for the last 3-4 years, even if you want to push it further, like the first 2 or 3 years he was in the league, yeah, the guy's like a toddler in terms of like Premier League experience, bro. Guy started playing left back, ended up becoming a right winger. For all intents and purposes, a wing back, yeah. For all intents and purposes, yeah, that most players don't even do that. Like the last real example I can think of a player going from a fullback to a winger and it working is Gareth Bale.
Yeah, Bale.
So then you're talking about a quality of player here who is like, it's a gem. It's a rare gem. And I have no reason to say this for Saka being a Chelsea fan, right? But at the same time, like the first 2-3 years he's in the league, guys, he's a young player, he's changing position, all these things. It's now in the last 2 to 3 years. Okay, I get why people are now thinking about criticizing him because now it's time to start judging him. Yes, at 24 years old and plus, we're going to start holding you to a higher standard because you've been here long enough that we need to start looking at what you're doing from now on with more scrutiny. 100%, I agree with that. And it's not just him in that Arsenal squad. There's probably a couple of them. But I don't think it's fair to say he's done F4 in his career. Listen, I love to run that with Arsenal fans. I do. Because of the trophy thing, but it's actually crazy. And then for me, anyone saying he's overrated, I just think like I don't think we're using the word well.
Yeah.
I don't think we're using it well. There's far
But
better.
by the way, does he
overrated.
deserve criticism for the season?
Yeah,
Absolutely,
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Even though I say the system has not been great and the system has not helped our attackers, he himself though has still been shit. It doesn't, despite the system not being great, he himself has made many bad decisions when he could have done better things. So I think both can exist. That doesn't undermine everything he's done the last 3-4 years for us to get us to this position where hopefully we are going to win the league.
For me, I think the problem is when people still say that Saka is world class, Saka's world class, he's one of the best wingers in the world. That wasn't the case for Ousmane Dembele, for example. When Ousmane Dembele was at Borussia Dortmund and he was fantastic. When he joined Barcelona and didn't perform and was injured all the time and in and out, people stopped saying that Ousmane Dembele is one of the best players in the world, is one of the best wingers, right? I think that Saka over the last 2 years, injuries or not injuries, it's part of football, which is Ousmane Dembele is the biggest example of this. It wasn't his fault, but we cannot put Saka as one of the best wingers in the world now when we have the Kvaratskhelia, the Ulises. And by the way, one of the things...
Yeah, agreed.
Right? So that's the problem with Arsenal, with some of the arguments I'm hearing, that Saka, people still insist that Saka is one of the best wingers in the world.
But
No,
Mo,
he's not. Because
Mo,
let me just
he's
finish.
not.
Let me just finish.
He's not, yeah.
Let me just finish it.
He's not.
Because people moved on. Maybe when Kvaratskhelia was still in his first season at Napoli, maybe when Desiree Doué was still not playing, maybe when Dembele just moved to PSG, yes.
Yamal weren't
But now
playing.
people moved on. You know what I mean? People moved on. Like people, elevated their career and their style of play and their output and how they play to the point that they surpass Saka. People surpass Saka in terms of wingers.
The thing is, right?
But people get sensitive when I actually say that, because how dare you talk about Saka like that? But that's the reality. Is it because of the manager? It might be. Is it because of how conservative the manager is and he's limiting him? Maybe. But as people who analyze football, it is not our fault that Saka plays for Arsenal under Mikel Arteta, who might win the league, because we judge what we see in front of us. Like McAllister, I'm going to give McAllister because he was one of the best midfielders in the league last season. When we criticize McAllister this season, it is not our job to give him the leeway that Slot is flopping. No, McAllister is not performing. Wirtz is not performing.
Same with Wirtz. Yeah, you guys said it.
Same. Like, we cannot going to sit here on every single stream for the next... like, imagine if Saka continues like this. We're not going to sit here every single year saying that Saka's one of the best wingers, but Arteta is holding him back. Okay, at some point, it's on Saka to actually move on, right? Say, or do something else. Harry Kane is the exceptional. The reason why, I'm just going to say this, Harry Kane, people are going to come back and say Harry Kane. Let me tell you why. Because even when Spurs didn't win, Harry Kane always put up numbers. Always are amongst the best of the strikers in the world.
Yeah.
Always. Like, Spurs would have a shit midfield, a good midfield, shit fullbacks, good fullbacks, and Harry Kane would always deliver. You'll always watch Spurs and Harry Kane is delivering, right? But Saka isn't. Saka isn't delivering. Against Man City, non-existent. This season, non-existent, right? So that's the argument. People need to understand this.
Can I just make this one point though, about the Saka thing? Because what I think is interesting is I actually think he's probably a victim of his own success, I think when he first started playing first team football properly in his position, I think he might have scored like 4 goals his first season, and he was mainly playing left back, right? I think then he has about 7 or 8 goals. I don't know. Ash, you'll probably check for me. Then I think he goes on and gets 12, right? Goals. This just goals in all competitions, by the way. Which again, I think at this point, he's maybe like, he's maybe like, I don't know how old, 20 years old? Something like that, 19, right? So he goes on and I'm pretty sure he improves
15 and then 20
every year.
Saka had a season of 34 GA, which is amazing for a young winger.
Amazing.
Like,
my thing is, what
I
I hope that happens if we get to the end of this season, and let's say by just a sheer nightmare, let's say Arsenal were to win nothing, which they're not going to do. They're going to minimum win the Premier League, I hope that the same energy that's held for Saka is also held for Declan Rice. And I say that because Saka cost Arsenal nothing, has changed position, and has exceeded the expectations that have been placed on him. Declan Rice was bought by Arsenal to help them win the league. He's been there near on 3 seasons now. And if they don't go on to win anything, has contributed to that the same amount Saka has. It doesn't matter who's performed in that team. If Arsenal get to the end of that season and they've won nothing, they're all being held liable. And I would hold a player that's cost 100 mil more liable than a player that has cost me nothing. I'll be honest. I would personally, especially if that's the player everyone's saying is our best player. I'd be going.
I want to respond to this. I want to respond to this. Okay, I want to respond to this about Declan Rice. Here is my thing with Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is doing his job at Arsenal to perfection. Since he joined Arsenal as a number 8, that is a box-to-box midfielder, Declan Rice is the only player at this Arsenal team, probably him and Saliba, are doing their job to perfection. You're talking about 100 million. He lived up to the 100 million. He provided moments. And I think Arsenal, I'm going to tell you, I think the Arsenal are challenging, right? Are challenging and being up there because of Declan Rice. Because Declan Rice has joined Arsenal. If it was another player, Arsenal might not have been up there, right? You can say Rodri stuff. I'm talking about,
interesting.
Right?
Yeah, fair,
However, there are other aspects of Arsenal that might win the league. You can tell me that Declan Rice this season is not living up to the level. Declan Rice this season is playing up to the best player in the league. Him and Bruno are in the contention to winning player of the season. If Arsenal don't win the league, it's 100% not on Declan Rice. Actually, the Arsenal, if they don't win the league,
No,
it's
but
because of
no,
other players,
no,
and Declan
no.
Rice. Hold on, and Declan Rice must be upset that the others didn't live up to the same level that he is playing to win them the league, not the other way around. Like Declan Rice has done his job to the point that he can actually question the rest of the team for not delivering when he delivered this season.
I agree with that, and I'll tell you. Can I say one thing as well
Yes,
about
yeah.
Declan Rice? Yeah, when did Declan Rice move to Arsenal?
3 years ago.
2023,
3 years ago.
23-24 season.
22-23. It's been
Last
3 years.
season, in a
No, it was
struggling
23. That
Arsenal
was when he
side,
moved.
It was 23. The 23-24 season.
He didn't play the
He's-
22-23. It was Xhaka
That's
touching.
what I'm saying.
Xhaka
Correct.
Yeah, no, he Quez said that. I said
That's
he
what
joined
that's why he's
23.
saying.
Yeah.
23-24. Okay, so he's
So-
coming up
so
to the end
last
of his third season.
last season in a struggling Arsenal side, he gave them the best moment of the whole season against Real Madrid and made Team of the Year. This season, there is a
He wasn't good
legitimate
last year.
argument to be made for Declan Rice to be Player of the Season. And in his first year, everyone on YouTube included, because I was doing YouTube at the time, everyone on YouTube at the time, not a single person called Declan Rice a flop despite his price tag. And watch this, he started off his Arsenal career playing DM, got
a
man of the
6,
match
yeah.
while playing DM, and then moved to the 8 and still performed. Here's my problem with Declan Rice, and this is the same with Salah, and this is the same with so many players. We put expectations on players that are simply not there. We know Declan Rice is not an elite passer, but it's easy and it's sexy for us to come here and go like, Declan Rice, Declan Rice, Declan Rice. Anyone who watched that final will tell you the worst midfielder by far was Zubimendi. The whole
Oh, for
point
sure.
of buying Zubimendi is for him to play those line-breaking passes. You know why? Because Rice can't. Or Rice does it at a smaller level. So why should we come here and question Declan Rice instead of questioning Zubimendi, who is also a £50 million signing, who couldn't do the basic role of what he's bought into do?
Hold on. I don't disagree with you, but then my rebuttal is this not what we just said about Saka?
No.
Can I now speak, please?
Wait,
Okay,
wait.
hold on. Just one second. No, can I quickly? Because Arsenal struggle are the front line scoring enough goals.
Yeah,
but
right.
the midfield of Arsenal
wasn't
aren't
before.
struggling this season.
But it
Yeah, the
wasn't
midfield
struggling
of
this
Arsenal
season.
has been
You
one
see
of
what I
the
mean?
better
So
areas,
I hear that, but that's what I'm saying. Then for me, it's fair. It is actually fairer to hold that criticism for Saka for not having numbers this season. Yes,
Yeah.
but it's also fairer to say that clearly something is happening in the coaching.
Yeah, but it's not Declan Rice.
of
It's
the
not
attacking.
Declan Rice.
No, I know.
It's-
I know.
yeah,
I know.
that's
I know,
not-
you're right,
I know,
Quest.
I know.
Quest, you're right,
But
you're
what-
right.
That's why.
That's what
that's-
you're right, 100%.
Do you get what I'm trying to say here? Is because I'm saying
Yeah.
it's easy to look at the forwards and go, they are the issue. Because listen, if you're a midfielder making all these tackles,
But they're
doing
not
all
the
these-
issue overall,
of-
yeah.
They're not. That's what I'm saying. I get it with the Saka thing. It's not like I'm even trying to defend Saka necessarily, because it's not just Saka. It's all the attackers, Gyökeres, all these players, right? But Saka, this wasn't happening to Saka before. People are saying he was shite last year. No, he had one bad moment in the Real Madrid game, or was it a PSG game or Real Madrid game where he missed the open goal? Bar that, he was doing the similar numbers to what he's done all the time before. And Arsenal were challenging for the title as well. So my point is not that Declan Rice should be criticized at the end of this season. That's not really what I'm saying. I'm just going, if I get to the end of a third year cycle, my front forwards are struggling, but also I've paid 100 mil for a player to help me win the league and we haven't, I'm holding them to the same account.
Okay,
I think our attacking
let me just say
issues
one
have.
thing, Ashraf, quickly. Let me just
Yeah,
say
yeah,
one
go
thing
ahead.
quickly. I think Arsenal are a special case scenario where this doesn't apply to any other club, legit, except maybe Liverpool a little bit because of the level of signing we've made. But I think Arsenal are in the scenario where almost 100% of the blame will go on the manager, because you've been there for
And rightly
so
so.
long without delivering that you will take the
Yeah, that's
spotlight
fair.
away from every single player, Saka included, Havertz, any player you want, Gyökeres. He takes all the spotlight away because he's been there for 6 years. So
And because his style and tactics are the reason why we have struggled in some games. By the way, I'll
I'm
tell you
with you.
guys this, yeah? I'll tell you guys this. If we win the league, 100% we deserve it. No one can say a team that wins the league does not deserve it. 1,000,000% we deserve it. We're the best team in
100%.
the league. But two things can exist. We would win the league because we deserve it. But the style that we're playing with, it also means that we were also lucky that there wasn't a proper challenger in form like City or Liverpool. Because the reality is, we have dropped points so many times because of disgusting conservative football that we put ourselves in positions where other teams could have capitalized, but they just didn't. City had the opportunity to capitalize a couple of times, and they just kept messing up, that it gave us a good lifeline. That's the reality. And this is why I'm saying, like, people are talking about, like, our attackers are attackers. I'm saying, oh, your attackers are just not good enough. I think that's garbage. We don't have... I mean, Saka was world-class. Obviously, maybe not now anymore. But I think he was world-class until the summer. And unfortunately, when you look at all our attackers and how they dropped off, Eza, Odegaard, Martinelli, Trossard, even Gyökeres, who came with a big reputation, and you cannot link it to how conservative we've been playing in our style. It's just so weird that people change their mind on the attacking quality then. That's crazy. Our attacking quality is not the issue. Our issue is the way we play. Because when we have played expansive and open and more attacking, like the game against Leeds, the game against Villa, the game against, if you want to go Bayern in the Champions League, the game against Sunderland, our attackers were killing it. Our attackers scored, our attackers assisted, our attackers had amazing games. But when we played at slow build-up, slow transitions, and all that kind of stuff, we end up... Bro, you want evidence that we don't take enough risks? We are top of the league right now with the most goals scored. What is the thing about taking risks in the middle? What does taking risks mean? It means playing more through balls through the middle. It means dribbling more, taking your man on. Like that's the element of risk. Arsenal, despite being first in the league, currently rank, I think, 6th probably in through balls and 9th in dribbles, despite having the best attack so far. That tells you that our attack has not been... It's not because we've been attacking so well and coached so well in our attack. It's mainly because of the set pieces, because of the midfielders contributing, because the defenders helping with goals. That's Timber, who people criticize and say he's been shit going forward, has the most goal contributions of any defender in the league this season. Our defenders and our midfielders have been pulling their weight because unfortunately our system and our style has not allowed our attackers to shine most of the season. I think we're winning the league in spite of our poor attacking style, not because of it.
I said that.
Can I now speak, please?
I agree.
Go ahead.
When you start throwing the tag around world class, around Bukayo Saka, these are the games that make you world class. Big games, big moments, finals, and you turn up and drag your team to winning that. He got a chance in the first 10 minutes of the game, which he missed. As a quality, it bounced to Saka as well, no? Havertz said it twice and it bounced to Saka, no? Am I right? Yeah. No, in fact, it bounced to Saka twice. Yeah, Saka twice. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
So to make it
anyway.
That's what I'm saying. But to make you world class, you've got to be doing it in the big moments, the big game. You can't just be stat padding against Southampton at home and then everyone goes, "Oh, we've got 36 GA." No, you've got to, in the big games, finals, drag your team through it. That's what people talk about.
Is Haaland world class? Is Haaland world class?
Oh no,
I'd say Haaland world class.
How come he's flopped in every semi-final and final and failed to score and failed to help drag his team? He played in the final against every
final. He scored 2 goals in the final before, mate. He scored a brace in the final before, mate. And got to
which final? Which final,
Which
bro?
Which one?
The one where Dortmund won. We got to pray for Dortmund, mate. So he's got 2 goals in finals, pal.
Okay,
He also hold on. I'm gonna no, he tried to cook, but he didn't cook.
No, I did, because in Man City he hasn't been world class by your logic.
In finals he's not been good. But in title races, in big races, brother, he's been dragging his team with goals. He scored against big away ground. Let me tell you, Bukayo Saka's never scored at Anfield. He's never scored at Etihad. He scored 1 goal at Old Trafford and 1 loss.
But Arsenal have been there for the last 2-3 seasons. Arsenal have been there. That's what I'm saying.
So I like how he's cherry picked that he's not scored at Anfield and not scored at Etihad because he knew he couldn't say that Saka does not score against Liverpool. He knew he couldn't say that Saka never scored against City. He knew he couldn't say Saka didn't score against United because Saka has done that multiple times. But he cherry picked that against Liverpool and City, I cannot say he didn't score because he did score against them a couple of times. So I'm going to say he never scored against them.
It's a cherry pick stat if you say he didn't score away goal
because you said he didn't score in a final against City. When Haaland failed to score for City against Madrid, failed to score in the final against Crystal Palace last season when they lost the final against Crystal Palace, failed to score in this final as well. Nico O'Reilly came and bailed them. He didn't
He's not scored in one
Aye.
semi-final or final.
In fact, by
I
the
don't
way,
get what
in
your
fact,
point is here, though.
Saliba pocketed the living hell out of Haaland. By the way, I know we lost, and you can laugh at us all you want. That doesn't change
No,
the fact
I was
that Saliba
saying
pocketed
you might be
Haaland.
2-0 up here.
No, but
Saliba
I don't get
pocketed
what
Haaland in that final.
I don't get what you're trying to get at here, brother. Because Haaland
Because
has
you
dragged.
said Saka.
Hold on, let me speak.
Final.
Let me
I'm
speak. Let
responding
me
to your
speak.
point.
Let me speak.
Don't
Let
make
me
a
speak.
stupid point and then
Shut up, bro. Let me speak. Erling Haaland has dragged both Dortmund and Manchester City to trophies, both of them. So your logic of comparing him to Saka is null and void.
No, but
Because
Saka-
Wait. Repeat that again. You said he dragged them
Haaland
to
has
winning.
dragged both
Yeah.
Manchester City and Dortmund.
Which years?
to
Which
trophies.
years did he drag them? Which years did he drag them?
The treble year, he dragged them to the league. Don't tell me he didn't, because he did. He dragged them straight to the league.
Okay,
He
so
also-
De Bruyne
he also-
wasn't great.
He also
that
scored.
season.
Hold on. He
Rodri-
also scored
Rodri
playing
wasn't
home
great
and
that
away
season.
when they won the Champions League.
Wait,
He also dragged them
guys,
to a Champions
guys,
League. He was
just
their
a
top
question,
goal
because
scorer when
English
they won the Champions
English
League.
is not
What are we doing
English
here?
is not my first language. Doesn't drag mean you are the
You did it on
main
your own.
reason they won it, and you
Yeah, you
pulled
did it on
them
your own.
by yourself? Did
Yeah,
he
you did it on your
drag
own.
them, or did De Bruyne also show up? Did Rodri score the final goal? Did Gundogan score in the final of the FA Cup when they won the treble season? Did Rodri win the Ballon d'Or when they did the four-peat? Did Phil Foden not win Player of the Season when they won the 23-24 season?
Notice how I didn't
Why
say
you chatting-
four-peat season.
why
He's
you
making
chatting
things
out
up in
of
his
your
head, lad.
ass? You
I
know
didn't say
dragging-
four-peat season.
dragging
I
Van
said treble
Persie-
season. Did I say four-peat season, Mo, or did I say treble season?
No, you need to
I
shut up.
said four-peat season. Did I say four-peat season or did I say treble season?
Van
I
Persie
didn't say
winning you the
four-peat
league.
season.
Van
He's made
Persie
that
winning you the
straight up.
league.
He's made that
That's
straight
dragging.
up.
Van
I said
Persie winning the
treble
league. That's
season.
dragging. Van Persie taking us to the
He
Champions League
broke the Premier
qualification.
League goal
That's
scoring
dragging.
record.
It's not the same. He didn't drag them though. He didn't drag them. Drag
Oh,
means you did a
bro.
carry job. Haaland didn't do a carry job. That's a stupid narrative.
Yeah, all
Bruno
right, mate. All
Fernandes
right, mate.
is dragging
All
you
right,
this season. That's a drag. Salah dragged Liverpool last season. That's a drag.
And Haaland dragged them the season where they scored 51 goals. He broke the British goal scoring record in the
how
Premier
come-
League. What are you talking about? What are
so-
you talking
so-
about, brother?
So Rodri and Gundogan weren't the main reasons they won the Champions League and the FA Cup. Is
You
that-
can't
is that
just
what
win
you're
a
saying?
league title off one good player, bro. What are you talking about?
Nobody said that, which is why he didn't drag. He contributed tremendously, but he didn't drag them. Drag is a Salah job last season. That's drag. When if you take him out, they're done for. Before Haaland came, they won back-to-back leagues and almost made it to the final of the Champions League. In fact, made it to the final of the Champions League in 2021, and then almost knocked out Real Madrid if it wasn't for 2 minutes before he joined. So what are you on about? He contributed tremendously.
What has that got
But
to
he didn't
do with
drag
him
them.
dragging him to the league the season they won it, when he won it his 1st
I'm
season?
explaining to you that he contributed. He didn't drag. Drag means you're saying he did what Salah did last season. That's a drag job.
Yes, he
He
pretty
did-
much did. He scored 36 league goals. What are you talking about? He scored 36 league goals. He dragged them to the league. Without him,
Bro, those
you replace
goals
him.
he's-
Hold on, replace him with some average striker. They don't win the league that year. They don't win the league.
Wait. So how come they won the league the year before that and the year before that when he wasn't there?
That's different seasons. Are you stupid? Are you being thick on purpose?
Because
Is that
no,
not
you
different
know why
seasons?
you're being an
thick on
idiot.
purpose?
You know why you're being an idiot? Because
No,
City
you're being the
had
idiot.
to
It's
change-
different seasons.
City
I'm talking
had
about
to
Guys, we
that
don't need to
season
cuss
in
each other.
particular.
We don't need to
It's
cuss
not
each
being
other
an
when
idiot.
we're
No,
doing it.
obviously I'm not
idiot.
actually
I'm
cursing you
like,
out. Obviously,
bro,
okay.
that is
I
the
apologize.
same-
I'm not
it's
trying to curse
different
you out. My
season.
bad.
Okay, cool. Hold on. You know how you just cooked yourself? You rang up Van Persie. You said Van Persie dragged us to Man United that season, yeah? You rang up Van Persie, right? Said Van Persie dragged Man United to the league season. Cool. We scored more goals season before that, and we got the same points. So now what? Did he drag us to it, or did we not drag us to it?
No, no, there's the difference because he was the main guy, and actually your team was garbage.
So
that
was
season.
Haaland. What are we doing here?
City's team wasn't garbage. By the way, you know my argument is stupid because if Haaland didn't show up, they had to change their playing style, and everyone who watched the season can attest to this. They had to change the way they play because Haaland was there. If Haaland wasn't there, they continue playing the false nine. Nothing changes. They continue playing the false
Yeah,
nine.
all right, mate.
They don't
Nothing
get
changes.
They
You're
don't
right,
get.
bro.
By the
You're
way,
right, bro.
they
Nothing
don't get
changes.
36 goals from Haaland. You're right, but they get 15 from KDB. They'll get 14 from Gundogan. They'll get 16 maybe from Rodri. They would have distributed the goals because that's what they did the previous 2 seasons when Aguero was dropped and they played with no striker. But when Haaland came, they said, okay, we need to play differently. So we're going to play differently. We're going to put more balls into the box. So now these guys are going to get less goals. The goals are going to go to him. But overall, it's still going to be the same. And when it came to finals, semi-finals, when they needed him, he didn't show up, but Rodri stepped up. When they knocked out Madrid and they were losing 1-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu, he had a stinker, and KDB had to score a long-range shot to get them back an equalizer. And then they slapped them 4-0 in the second leg.
That's how I didn't say the Champions League. Okay, what about the
goals.
Bayern game? What about the Bayern game? Why didn't you mention the Bayern Munich game? Why didn't you mention the Bayern Munich game when he scored home and away?
Very good question. Very good question. I'll explain to you why I didn't bring it up. I'll explain to you. Very good point. That's a very good point. Touchline said, why didn't I bring up the quarterfinals that he scored? Because he scored against Bayern. He's absolutely right. Because when I mentioned Saka scored in the quarterfinals, because when I mentioned, you asked me a question, let me answer. Because first of all, you started by saying, oh, this is a final, and Saka couldn't drag his team, which is why I brought up the Haaland example.
Yeah, big game.
If you're bringing the quarterfinal against Bayern, Saka dragged us, if you want to go that, or he had an amazing game and scored and created against Real Madrid in the quarterfinal. But did he drag us to a trophy? He didn't. So you see, you dismissed Saka against Real Madrid in the quarterfinal, but you're now praising Haaland for the quarterfinal against Bayern.
Hold on. In what way did he drag you in the first? You were 3-0 up, bruv. Declan Rice scored two free kicks in one game. What are you talking about?
You see how he doesn't know shit? You see how he doesn't know shit?
What are you talking about?
Guys, those two free kicks we scored, who dribbled past two
Saka,
players?
okay, well, Saka won the free kick. You know how ridiculously shameless that is. The guy scored a 35-yard.
Wait. That's what I'm saying. You probably didn't watch the game. So let me educate you,
Saka won the free kick.
Okay, cool.
No, because your argument for Hazard was about GA. So now tell me about Hazard, how many free kicks he won? Because he was
it wasn't. My argument was my argument for Hazard GA, or was my argument for Hazard he has both? That's the difference. That's why I told you Hazard is great, because Hazard has both. You cannot just be aesthetically pleasing, or just by the way, you could get away with just being a GA merchant actually. And if you're aesthetically disgusting to look at, but you have amazing GA as a winger or as a striker, that's fine. Haaland aesthetically is the worst striker.
You know why you've also
but that doesn't matter.
You know when you brought up the final last year about Palace, who won the penalty for Man City? Oh, Haaland. Same fucking thing, bro. Same fucking thing.
But he didn't take it and he didn't score it. That's on him.
He didn't take it. He didn't take it. He still won the penalty, didn't he? What the fuck are we doing here? Saka didn't take the free kick, but they still scored it.
Okay, wait. But they lost.
What the fuck are we doing here?
So Marmoush missed the penalty and he didn't show up after that. He didn't do anything after that.
I'm saying he's been saying it. Your logic because he won the free kick.
He won a penalty. He won a penalty, which didn't get converted. But
he won a 35-yard free kick, lads. Declan Rice scored a once-in-a-lifetime free kick that he'll never score again in his life. He scored it twice in one game.
Two free kicks.
Yes, I'm saying he scored two in a lifetime. Well, I call it both one lifetime. He's got them both in the same game, right? And it's literally like 10 minutes. And you're going.
Let's move on now, guys. After last.
I'm saying, like, what we do?
Every point he made.
The reality is, Bukayo Saka, if he's world class, as they say,
people are saying don't move
on,
and he never will be world class.
Why you want to move on? It's a great debate, bro. He's got to start dragging his team in these big games, start scoring and assisting. And what I was looking at, can you actually produce when the chips are down, when you need someone to do something? Do you get what I'm saying? You see Mo Salah at times, you see Hazard pick the ball from his own half. These are just play. Obviously, Saka's not on their level, but do you get what I'm saying? Get the ball.
Saka's done that.
Not in a big game, he hasn't. Not in a big moment, he hasn't. Not in a final, not in a title race, he hasn't.
In 23-24, when we were going for the league and we lost it by 2 points, he had an amazing run. He scored against Bayern. Should have had a clear penalty in the last minute to win us the game, but we didn't get it.
With that.
He scored against Spurs, right? When we were
and then against Bayern Munich away.
He scored against Brighton.
He had a corner that didn't hit to be a first man.
It's not his fault that that's fine, but he still had an amazing game in the first game and should have won us the game if it wasn't for the referee. And it's not his fault that we lost to Aston Villa. He's not the reason we lost to Aston Villa and lost the league. He lost because Arteta.
He's a part of it, though. He's a part of it, though. You would say he's a part of it.
How is he a part of it? How is he a part of it?
Havertz especially that day. Havertz missed 2 clear-cut chances, I remember, in the first 10 minutes.
And Arteta took Havertz that was working as a striker for us and put him in the 8. And he brought back...
No. There's other factors into winning that game of football. I'm not saying there isn't, but...
Exactly.
Like, if Saka scores a goal that day... If Saka says, I'm winning you this game and gets the ball and wins the next, scores a goal, they win that game 1-0.
But touchline, this is not magic. It doesn't work. Even Messi at times.
But that's what world-class players do.
Sometimes, no, but Messi is world-class.
It has magic. It has magic.
I understand that. But if let's say Arteta didn't make a mistake against Villa and play Havertz in the middle, which I don't know why he did, and we won that game, we would have won the league and now said, wow, Saka is one of the reasons they won the league because he was our best player that season. It's not his fault Arteta had a fart that match. That's not on him.
But
I remember the way
Messi
had a Messi had a generational stinker against Liverpool in the second, not Liverpool, sorry, against Roma when they lost 3-0. But nobody can say the reason they didn't win the Champions League that season and got knocked out by Roma is because Messi had a stinker. Because Messi's allowed bad games.
But you know what?
And he had a stinker against Chelsea.
Yeah, you know what? That's a bad example. Yeah, he had a. I remember 2012. He had a generational stinker. He had over the 2 legs. That. Messi still got blamed because he was considered the best player on the team.
Chelsea were an actual football club as well.
Yeah, they were probably.
I know, touchline, but he's not the reason they didn't.
So the best players get blamed.
Not the reason they didn't. They get you criticize them for the game, which
I
I
know
know.
it's the reason.
Big up Tesco FC.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You cannot say for him to be world class, he has to drag them over to win titles. When he's done his part. When he's done his part, he's done his part already. It's not
for me to be world class. You've got to. In big games, drag your team you'll get over the line. I can't watch. I don't care what you do against Southampton at home because Harry Kane's another one. He scored 30.
But he didn't do it against Southampton at home, though.
Can I just say though? I think what
he didn't do it against Southampton at home. He did it against big teams in the Premier League. Sorry, go ahead.
Don't try, Don't try.
I think the world class thing is: can you do it for your club? Can you do it for your country? So that's what I consider world class.
Is Vinicius Junior world class?
Okay,
Saka,
great. By that logic, guys,
Saka.
Rooney was never world class. Gerrard was never world
Ash,
class.
I was going to say to defend Saka because Saka
Rooney was England's top goal scorer.
England's men player of the year.
And he's still failed.
But in the big games, he never scored.
I'm using his metric.
No. By the way, I don't agree with that metric. I don't agree with that. I was just answering the question, but I know that was not the point West was making, anyways.
Yeah. I was just saying, in Saka's defense, he won England's men's player of the year 21-22, ahead of Declan Rice and Harry Kane, becoming Arsenal's first player to win it as well, by the way.
Let me do.
And he contributed in the 2024 Euros, which is why they reached the final.
Great debate. Fantastic debate. Absolutely fantastic debate. Touchline, does Bruno deserve player of the PFA player of the season when he did fuck all? If he doesn't win anything.
This whole show has been trying to catch me out. And Mo, when we did this last week, I literally said Gabriel or Rice should win it, but Bruno will probably win it, but they should win it ahead. Or Saliba.
No, Bruno won't win it, brother. No, he won't.
Actually, I don't think Bruno will.
I don't care about these awards, but Bruno will be top 3 names in it. It'll be, for me, it should be Saliba or Rice.
And deservedly so.
For me, it should be Saliba or Rice.
The highlight of Saka's career so far is landing the contract. My man.
Good banter.
I wouldn't go that far. Look, if Touchline's argument is Saka doesn't have enough iconic moments, I don't think any of us would disagree. But as always, he has to go to the extreme, which is why Ashraf got annoyed and say, "Oh, he's done nothing." This is the prototypical trophy argument, which we've heard 100 times on YouTube, which is one of the stupidest arguments. Because you can't compare players using trophies. That's just silly. Because if I take Saka and put him at Man City, they probably win more trophies, if anything. So
wait.
He doesn't start for them.
Question, touchline. I'm going to ask you a question. I swear I'm not going to rage bait, whatever your answer is.
Are
you saying
it was almost
touchline? Are you saying Saliba and Gabriel are not world class?
No, I wouldn't say
they haven't won.
I don't use the term world class, by the way, but for all you lot, I'll use it for you lot as metrics. I don't know what world class actually means because everyone here gives a different definition. No, they're not world class. They drag their team to trophies in big moments. Gabriel,
the best 2 centre backs in world football right now are not world class. It's just crazy.
They're not though, are they? Because let's be honest, Van Dijk's better than them.
Van Dijk is not better than them this season. He was better than them last
season. Gabriel, I've said Gabriel, I think Saliba should do it, will win Player of the Year when Arsenal win the league this season. But
they don't need to win the league.
Well, Saka hasn't dragged his team to the league this season. He's actually just...
Touchline.
In fact, some Arsenal fans, I'm not saying I agree with this or not, Madueke, as Mo said, should start, has been better than Saka this season and stuff.
People are saying this. I haven't.
I don't necessarily agree, but Gabriel, Saliba and Rice as well, and David Raya, them 4 players for me, there's no question, and maybe say Timber as well, to be fair, they've best defense in the league, and they are single-handedly dragging Arsenal to a league title, in my opinion.
I'm saying they don't need to win the league to be considered world class. Saliba was in the Premier League team of the season for the last 3 seasons, and he probably will be for the 4th season in a row. And he was in the Euros team of this, and he was in the Euros team of the season. What I'm trying to prove is He's done it at every level for club and country for the last 4 years. There's no way a player like that cannot be world class, especially when Madrid were begging or trying to sign him, but then he signed the contract. Like, you cannot tell me he's not world class just because he hasn't won a trophy yet. Salah, when Saliba wins the league, hopefully, and he will win the league this season, nothing will change about his ability. He will not suddenly go 3 levels up or start playing a different game. It's the same Saliba.
Do you hold Enzo and Caicedo to the same standards as you hold Declan Rice to?
What, as in the 100 mil?
Yeah. Do you say that Declan Rice
price
is the
tag
reason?
definitely matters. And by the way, it was more so that I'm just saying, if you buy them to win you the league and they cost you 100 mil, you should hold some criticism for them after 3 seasons, whether they're your best player or not.
10
10
assists last season, but by November he was falling up. We never said that.
Yeah.
No,
because you said more. You said, I know when he said this, and I remember what you said. You said for the last 2 years he was not performing, which is BS. He was performing last season before he got his injury. He came back, had a few games.
You know, I literally mentioned this, right? I literally mentioned that he got injured last season and he fell off after this. I literally specifically
And
said
after
that
he
after
came
the
back. But what I'm disagreeing with you on is after he came back from the injury, it took him a few games to pick it up. I agree, but then he picked it up after. He started scoring, he started assisting. Then he again. The Madrid game was after his injury. If you remember, the Madrid game was after that injury. It was not before.
How many did he? That game itself doesn't define the whole season. I think that Saka season
not just
was
that game. There's
injuries.
also the Fulham game when he scored. There's all. I mean, anyways.
Panel, where would you rank the Arsenal front four? Pick your best. Compare to the teams that won the Premier League, La Liga, and UEFA Champions League in the last 15 years. Ash believes we are on par with them.
No, Marco is not giving you guys the full story. So Marco, let me expose you now, because what I was telling Marco is, if you look at the last 10 to 15 years, the best teams in the history in football over the last 10 to 15 years, right, have been attacking teams. There have been teams that prioritize attack first before defense. There have been teams that have attacked, which is why I named Bayern, PSG, Barca, Liverpool, Real Madrid, and Man City. These have been the 6 best teams of the last.
Bro, like, I'll be honest here.
End of season.
Like,
oh shit!
Yeah, just watch the
hold
video.
on. I'll be honest here. How on earth?
Olise to Liverpool.
How on earth are we supposed to, like, bro? In the last 15 years, how many different front fours have won the Premier League, La Liga, and Champions League?
No. Wait, let me explain to you the point, because he was on the stream yesterday and he was bringing up.
He's saying, where is
the Salah news?
No, I'll tell you.
He posted it on his
Why
Twitter. He posted the farewell video. He said he's leaving at the end of the year.
That's mad.
Wow.
I'll tell you why he's saying this. Because then I said the reason these teams have been so successful is because their managers coach them on attacking and playing attacking football, right? This is why no matter how much Mo and others laugh at Hansi Flick, he will always have the last laugh end of the season, because he's going to pick up trophies. He's going to get closer to winning trophies than the other teams that don't play that attacking football. Then Marco rebutted it by saying, no. The reason they have been that good is because they've had world-class or amazing attacking four. And I said, that's BS. Nobody knew Doué before he signed. Nobody said Barcola was top level before he came. When Klopp took over Liverpool, Salah, Mane, and Firmino were not world-class. He made them world-class. He turned them into those kind of players. So Messi and Cristiano are aliens. That's a different thing. That doesn't apply to the other teams. Sterling was considered a flop at City, by the way, before Pep came. Sane was just another talent from Schalke. He wasn't considered world-class when he came to Man City. So that's just all BS. But anyways, yeah, the Salah guys, the Salah thing is mad, honestly.
I'm literally gonna set up a stream now.
Let's talk about the biggest 2 clubs in England now. Liverpool.
By the way, I like our
front
front four
first, and then talk about Man United, Liverpool. Or?
By the way, I like our front four and think we can win consistently with them. I just don't think we can play the football Ash wants us to play with them.
So how come we did it against Leeds? How come we did it in the group stage of the Champions League? How come we did it against Aston Villa? How come we did it against Spurs home and away? How come we did it in the 22-23 season when we had some of the same attackers who were worse, by the way? We had a worse attack. How come we did it in the second half of 23-24 with a worse attacking team? You're speaking garbage, Marco. We have done it with the same players. This season, last season, and the season before.
Yeah, fans slandering Saka when Eucharist exists is crazy.
I haven't shouted Eucharist for so long, and I don't know why people keep bringing him up in my name.
Oh, Salah is gone. Who else wants their club to pay Saka 300k a week?
Not me personally.
I don't think
Not
you don't
me.
understand. For Saka to stay, Arsenal had to play him that money.
Had
and
to
that
do
is the
that.
reality.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, we cannot say we
Should've
want to be a
left
big club and compete for trophies and stuff and not pay big club salaries. It is what it is. That's other clubs do the same.
Facts.
Salah leads the Premier League as the second best Premier League player ever. That's what we want to say.
Second, I don't know. He's top 3.
He's not even the
top
best
5
of his
for sure.
era.
He's definitely.
He's not best of his era because Kevin De Bruyne is better than him. Mahrez is better than him. Hazard is better
No,
than
no,
him.
no. Stop, stop. KDB, I can hear. I think KDB and Salah
Hazard
are the
was
best.
better than him. There you go. There's 3 players I named. are better than him.
Hazard.
Second
goals
best
is
Premier
this?
League player ever. Mo, I don't know how. Mo, you've watched the whole Premier League, no?
I disagree with second, by the way. I disagree with second.
All of us are old
I
enough
would
to
say
watch the whole
third. For
thing.
me, third.
You watched the
For
whole
me,
Premier League. So you think he's better than likes of Giggs, the likes of Rooney,
Yes.
the likes of Henry,
No.
the like? Or you
Rooney's
saying Henry
second.
first?
I'm gonna tell you something about
Henry's
Rooney.
first.
I think
Yeah,
Rooney
second
is
is
the.
mental.
Let me answer. I think Rooney is the most underrated player, right? But if you're asking me about a legacy,
Payroll.
he has had better legacy than
He's
Aguero in
a
the Premier
bum.
League.
He's a bum for his Neymar take though. He's not close to Neymar's level. But anyways, that's
Yeah,
a
that was
different topic.
diabolical.
He's not close to Neymar.
Again, that was all took out a thing because he just said Neymar's not on Messi Ronaldo's level, which is the most truest thing.
No,
ever.
no, no,
Everyone-
no, 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 no.
What-
What he
what was
said
that?
was Neymar is not a top player, and then I think something clicked in his mind, and he's like, "I'm gonna get abused for this." And then he added, "I mean, not in Messi and Cristiano's era. Who is? No, even Zidane
yeah,
is in
yeah.
Messi and Cristiano's era.
Yeah,
even
yeah,
R9
yeah.
is.
No, but you say that,
Think
but
to
there,
add.
there are generally people out there that think R9 is the best ever, Zidane is the best ever. Like,
Yeah,
no
but
one
that's
sits there and
okay.
says Neymar's the best player ever. No
Neymar
one says
is the third best player of the last 20 years. Like, it's just mental for him to say he's not a top player.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm not doing this Salah debate. If you don't think anyone that thinks he's the second best, honestly, you need to go watch what Giggs and that were doing
think
in
he's the third
Cantona
best.
and all that
Giggs?
stuff. Giggs, I don't even. Giggs has got more trophies than your football club, bruv. So
I don't care.
Again,
I
why
don't
does that
care,
matter
bro.
for the quality
I
of
Show
the
some
player?
respect.
I don't
Ryan
care.
Giggs would be Chelsea's best player
Oi,
ever.
Giggs
Allow it, mate.
won't even be a streets won't forget, bro. We forgot. We don't care.
He's way better. He's way better. He's
Bro,
way
we
better.
I had to
We
switch my
bro.
camera on. Just
No growing up
has
saying
to
that
cook
we
with that line.
Quest
He wouldn't- That was Quest.
Bro,
That
that
was
was mad,
I don't
Quest.
care.
Quest, I
Mad.
didn't even know
What?
you had it in you, but well
bro.
Bruh.
Nah, man. Not Giggs, man.
done. Man
Come on,
said,
Wes, how old are you? How old are you? Wes?
Forget we
How old are you?
forgot.
I'm 31, bro. I've seen Giggs
You never
play,
watched
bro.
Giggs in his prime?
Yeah, of course I see Giggs play.
Wait, that's not.
Like, in his prime, in his prime. You watched him when he was 40 years
How old are you,
old.
Touchline?
In Real Madrid, bro.
Brother, listen. If I didn't watch
How
Giggs in
old
his
are
prime,
you?
you definitely didn't watch
But
Giggs.
you know
How
what?
old are
I
you,
don't
Touchline?
know
Just out
that
of
you
curiosity. I don't
don't
wanna assume your age. I don't wanna assume your age. Tell me.
I've watched games back at. Quest ain't gonna watch
21.
Ryan Giggs play
Don't say
football.
you've watched Giggs.
Quest
Go
ain't gonna
watch-
watch Ryan Giggs in
Don't
his
say
prime.
you've
Wait,
watched his
wait,
old
wait.
film.
How old
I
are
think
you?
he's
How
still
old are
great.
you,
I think he's still
Touchline?
great. Obviously.
21. He's 21.
Okay,
I'm 20,
so
man.
if you're
10
21,
years.
there's no way you went and watched back 40 games of Giggs, 50 games of Giggs. That's impossible.
I definitely have. Firstly, I've probably watched more.
40,
in fact,
Way
40,
I've probably watched more. Secondly, bro, I've watched
Wow.
enough from Man
I'll
United,
applaud you
bro,
for that.
from our history, bro. Ryan Giggs,
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs was unbelievable. The fact that you've said he wasn't.
I watched Ryan Giggs growing up.
I'm gonna
I
let
watched
that
Ryan
one
Giggs growing up.
slide because me and Hassan are about to go tag team on Chelsea Hate Fest.
First of all, pause.
let's go up to Chelsea.
Second
Let's
of
go to
all,
Chelsea.
bro.
Let's go to Chelsea. You're
And by
dusty.
the way, I swear I'm not
finished
trying to rage bait you. I
institution.
genuinely
Yeah,
think
that's
Liverpool
spent
is the biggest club in
2
England,
billion.
not United.
Pardon,
bro. I disagree
2
with that.
billion great British pounds.
I
to
just
be
know there's no way
2 points
that
off
you went
Brentford.
and watched film that was a whole 90 minutes of Giggs. Nobody in their right mind.
Who
would
watches 90 minutes of
ever do
football?
that.
You don't. No, footballers aren't on the ball for 90 minutes. So what are you talking about? 90 minutes of footballer?
I don't know. Sam, I don't know if you got like.
Even the internet has got him down, bro, because they know he's waffling about Giggs.
I think Sam maybe
Nah,
got
just
like.
protecting me from that nonsense.
He's a bit sensitive because I don't know if
Making
Quest
a
said it.
thumbnail, I have
I never
different,
said Giggs is a bum. Giggs is not a bum. Giggs was amazing. He's
Yeah,
just
Giggs
not
ain't a
top.
bum.
He's just not top 5. Maybe barely makes top 10 players of Premier League history in my
Yeah,
opinion.
bro.
That's fine.
Come on.
No, who says Salah does other than Mo and maybe Hassan? Because I don't.
No, I'm saying
many
Salah. I'm
goals-
saying Salah has top 5 for me, maybe top 3 in fact.
Yeah, bro. I don't rate him. Nah.
See how mental this is. Top 3
No,
players
fuck.
in Premier League history.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
What?
Given what he's done, the carry job that he's done, since you want to talk about
Yeah,
carrying,
that's he's a new
number
code.
of goals, number of assists, the clutch performances, everything he's done and the longevity and consistency and for how long he's done it, I'd say he's top 3 in my opinion. I think Henry, Rooney, and Salah for me.
Why would Salah do this right away? Like
That is
why
the worst.
Salah-
That is the worst top 3 I've ever had in my life.
Well, until you know, I have to go now. Yani. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
This is painful, man. Sorry, Hassan.
Very.
It'll be okay, man.
But wait, Hassan.
I'm confused though. Hey, Hassam, his
Guy is
contract doesn't run out.
33.
though,
Don't you want him to eventually leave? Why would you want him to stay longer?
Hassam,
What is
No,
wrong
it's
with
not
that?
about wanting him to stay or not. It's just about like when you get the announcement, it's different, you know.
Yo, my internet's
Yeah.
When
that's
it
fair.
becomes like a
Hassam,
reality.
Hassam. His
Right.
contract 2 years now. It doesn't run out in the summer.
No, it doesn't.
So has he like planned a move or something?
Yeah. So what do you mean he's
I
leaving?
think
then?
probably the club have spoken to him or something.
Oh.
Yeah,
He's in
Maybe the
pain,
club
guys. Give him
said, like,
time.
oh,
Give
we're
him
gonna let
time,
you
man.
in the Summer, blah 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 blah.
Look who showed up. How about you join the panel and let's cook your team for the garbage.
Yeah, come on.
that-
No. Let's cook Chelsea. We can talk Man United, Liverpool another time. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about that dusted football club. And because Quez did try to diss Giggs, I'm gonna go twice as hard as I was gonna go in on Chelsea.
Pause?
On that one. Yeah, pause on that one. Your finished institution, by the way. 2 great British pounds on a team to be 2 points above Brentford.
Guys,
Yeah,
Beto.
Beto, looking like Drogba, bruv. He scored. You
How
made
did
him look like
Beto
Drogba.
turn into R9
Sanchez.
again?
No, Beto. Let's talk about Wesley Fofana because I heard Chelsea fans get this guy up.
Oh,
Yeah, not me.
Wesley Fofana,
That is the
absolute
joke,
scrub.
bro.
Absolute
man.
They
scrub.
compared him to
Cole
Saliba.
Palmer, defrosted. Yeah, absolute scrub. This guy.
I think that is not.
listen,
I don't think that's the right argument. We actually have here Quest and we have Shez in the chat. After the announcement of Liam Rosenior staying and his job is not under pressure and he's not under pressure until 2027, that was announced by Matt Law. We have Quest here. We got Kojo as well. We got Shez saying that the Chelsea project is going in the right direction. They are. Think they are. You literally said that on here and on the football terrace. You said that you are not like that. You're not having the same meltdown as others. You think that it's if you get Champions League this season, it's all right. It's good. So you two are saying if you miss out on Champions League, you're gonna start questioning. But we keep telling you that the club is finished. I think your players are gonna leave in the summer if Rosenior stays as the coach. I think even if Rosenior stays as a coach, and even if you make Champions League football, there are some players that will ask to leave because I think the
100%.
club is going. The club is going into a shit direction. Your players are going backwards. They were compared to the Arsenals and City. Now they are not even compared to the Man United players. The likes of Caicedo is not even compared to Casemiro. The likes of
He's
Cole
not.
Palmer is not even compared to
Can't say
Bruno.
that.
They are not. And it's not down to them. It's not down to them, Quest. It's down to how the club is being run. It's down to your coach. I'm not sure if you are with the Rosenior camp or not, but I think Rosenior should not be the manager of Chelsea at all. By the way, he
That's
is
interesting.
someone that doesn't have the resume to actually be a
He's
coach
not a
at
good
Chelsea,
manager. Yeah.
and he isn't even a good tactician as we see now. He ain't making anything happen. I think he speaks to the media as an idiot. I think he says stuff that are stupid in the media, and I don't think the players respect him. I don't think the players respect him. Listen, I believe that a lot of coaches are idiots. I think Arne Slot is an idiot.
Idiot is a bit harsh. Yeah, that's a bit harsh.
Bit harsh, man. It's a bit harsh,
I
man.
genuinely, okay, guys, I think that Arne Slot speaks like an idiot to the media. I think Ten Hag spoke like an idiot to the media. I genuinely believe
No,
that.
but with Ten Hag got a speech impediment, so he got an excuse.
It has nothing to do with this. It's what he said, not the way he said
No,
it.
but Ten Hag used to
No,
always
no.
stutter. He couldn't get his
It
words
does,
out.
I'm never going to make fun of someone who stutters. I'm making fun of what they say touchline,
Oh,
not
fair.
how they say it, right?
I hear.
I don't care how you say it. How you say it is how you say it.
I hear.
It's what you say to the media. But Quest, he's
man.
still defending the club.
Defending is a strong word, man. Very strong word. Defending them like, I owe them money, no. Defending them like they're my parents, no. Do I think the club is still moving in a positive direction? To a degree, yeah. I think I've been consistent about that.
I'm gonna
My
go now,
expect-
you guys. Big up.
Love for Sam, man. Love for
Sam,
Sam.
send me the link, yeah.
Sam, it's
My,
fine. Sam, it's fine. You'll be okay, bro.
Yeah.
You might sign
Hey.
Olise. Actually, you won't.
Bro, don't look so depressed.
I don't think you'll sign Olise.
My my consistent thing from the start of the season has always been that I want to come top 4 or at Champions League at the very least. So whether that's top 4, top 5, top 6, I'll take it. I don't care. But need to get Champions League football and win a trophy. So 1 trophy down. Of course, there's only 1 left.
2.
So if we don't win 1, well,
So 3
1
trophies down.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like that was. I'm saying like the Carabao Champions League was not really realistic for
Premier
us.
League as well.
Yeah, but it's not really realistic for us. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't
Oh,
really
cool.
realistic. Because if it was realistic, I would have put it as part of my expectation. That's what I'm saying. Get Champions League football again and win a trophy. And by that, I meant domestic cup trophy. If we'd have won the Champions League, it would have been a miracle. So that would have been crazy. Do you know what I mean? So again, do I think the club is moving in a positive direction? To a degree, yes. I'm not all doom and gloom because I look at when Clearlake took over. They took over what 22 23 I believe that was their first
21
season.
22
Okay, 21 22. So let's talk about 21 22.
champions of world, champions of
you've-
Europe and all that.
Okay, so okay, you got your one-liners. I hear you, bro. So 21 22.
They took over towards the end of 21 22, not the beginning.
Right, that's why I said 22 23. But even if we're talking about 21 22, we're talking about Tuchel, who said he wanted a striker, brought in Lukaku, and then after about 10 games, decided to fall out with him.
No, Lukaku.
So we were all no. I know my club. You're not going to tell me about it.
Yeah.
I know
I
my club.
remember Tuchel fell off.
Yes.
interview.
Tuchel dropped him. Tuchel started dropping him, and then he went and done that diabolical interview. Okay.
Yeah. that's
So
true.
when it's your club, speak on your own club. Yeah. So
Oh, I know what
was
happened. He wanted Haaland. He wanted Haaland. That's true. No, he wanted Haaland. No,
Like, bro,
Moses is asking for the
are
link.
you touchline facts for Man United or you touchline facts for Chelsea? You're
just
touchline
for
facts
football,
Man
bro.
United.
Touchline facts for
Alright.
football, mate. in general.
So when we're talking about Chelsea, yeah, stay by the touchline. Don't come over here.
did he not want Haaland? Is that not true?
Bro, do you want me to talk about Chelsea? You don't want me to talk about Chelsea.
No, I want you to talk about Chelsea, but you're saying like as if I don't know. But I remember he wanted Haaland. Tuchel wanted Haaland. It's true.
Okay, but he got Lukaku. So
That's
work
what I'm
with Lukaku.
Yeah,
So
fair.
you got Lukaku, work with Lukaku. You got a 100 mil striker. You fell out with him. There was all other stuff that he was doing. The players were starting to not buy in, and then we lost another FA Cup final. All right. So he was actually struggling at the back end of that season. Now, to be fair, he probably should or could have got another season. But I remember right at the start, we drew 2-2 to Tottenham. VAR thing, whatever. And it just looked like
the
Chelsea
hair
were a
pull,
little bit in
yeah.
limbo. Yeah, it was crazy. It looked like we were in a bit of limbo. So at that point, I didn't really mind them, making a managerial change at that point. But then, of course, Clearlake took over in crazy circumstances. Bowley obviously has to try and make some signings because he's basically trying to fix a mess, right? Goes and makes some, to be fair, at that time, signings that probably would have made sense for the Chelsea team. Brings in a certified centre-back in Koulibaly, who we all rated at Napoli. He flopped. I can't tell you why. We brought in Sterling, who was a Premier League, one of Premier League's top players. Flopped. Well, actually, he had a decent first season. Can't tell you why it didn't really work out. Anyway, they go and invest in the squad. And at that point, when you've got the experience, it looks like we can still do a little thing, to be fair. And actually, I think we got to it might have been the Carabao Cup final. We might have lost to Liverpool. And then I think we might have lost the FA Cup final at the back of the 2023 season to Liverpool as well. I think we might have lost both to them. So then the next season, I think that season we finished maybe 10th, yeah? The next season, Poch comes in, we finished 6th. We've built on the squad a little bit by getting a few young players in, some real quality. Cole Palmer has an absolute, wonderful season. And we do better, we come 6th. Season after that, Maresca comes in. Everybody's expecting Maresca to get sacked by Christmas. He doesn't get sacked by Christmas. He ends up, engineering a very good campaign in the Europa Conference League, which at the end of the day, you still have to win if you're in it. And he won it. And we would have been scrutinized very, very heavily had we have not won it. And we did win it. And by the way, we didn't get through that whole competition playing our first team players, which although people use as a barometer to say, wow, Chelsea had 2 squads, they should have won it. It's also an achievement to win it with your second string team. So fair play. So we win the Conference League and then we go and win the Club World Cup. Great. Everything at that point looks hunky-dory. Yeah. And at this point, we should be laughing, smiling. We should be ready to jubilate. Summer comes, we make a few signings, and I think we're happy because we just won the Club World Cup and things looking good. We start the season, Delap gets injured. We draw to Crystal Palace. We get a good win against West Ham, which is the last time I ever had faith in Fofana. And then we have a couple stinky results, and people are already saying Chelsea are not going to get top 4 this season under Maresca. And then we go on a mad run of like 13, 14 games where I think we lost maybe 1 or 2 in that stretch. And Maresca is all of a sudden like, wow, he might be a top manager because look what he's doing with his Chelsea squad. Which was, for all intents and purposes, again, a good squad, but perhaps wasn't quite, I wouldn't even say necessarily the quality wasn't there in terms of the investment. I just don't know if we invested in enough depth, is what I would say. Because the biggest issue was our left side got decimated completely. So we lost Mudryk, we lost Sancho, we weren't playing Sterling, and then we also weren't playing Tyreek George. And Tyreek George was here and Maresca said no. Sterling was here and Maresca said no. Sancho didn't want to cut his wages, so we couldn't take him back. And Maresca was his own issue. So we brought in 2 wingers. One you think in the future will be great in Bino Gittins, and one with Garnacho, who you think, based on his Premier League experience and experience in the other cups, should be able to help Chelsea along the way.
League, Garnacho,
okay, but you're not actually saying a rebuttal to what I'm saying. You're just calling him shite. So my point is that
let me rebuttal it.
No. We actually don't have time. We actually don't have time
to
bring these touchline fickle comments, bro. The facts
are
he's got Premier League experience and he has top experience, right? So my point is he has Premier League experience. You can say it's rubbish or not. I don't care. That's not my point. My point is he has Premier League experience. So he should be able to contribute. All right. And this is also a player that we've seen scoring at FA Cup final. So he's contributed in a way that should at least allow us to have some moments, which we hope we would find, because to be honest, based on the other wingers we've had, they've all been moments people anyway. Sancho, moments guy. Sterling, moments guy. Mudryk, moments guy. So, it wasn't anything crazy. We let Madueke go because obviously we're bringing in Esteval, and we hope to put some more responsibility on Pedro Neto, who has let us down this season. Now, I would say everything was going well up until, obviously, I know Maresca asked for a centre-back, which to a degree is also cheeky, by the way, but people don't want to acknowledge that because he let go of Mamadou Sarr in the summer. He said send him to Strasbourg. He also said no to Renato Vega at the end of last season. And he had, I don't know why you are, shining your eye like that, bro. They're facts. You're the guy that's called Touchline Facts. You should know this.
No, because I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Yes,
yeah, but they're both not good.
Okay, but...
And they're both young.
But Touchline Facts, right? Losing Colwill and having a sturdy, left-footed, left-sided centre-back in Renato Vega, sturdy as in the profile of this player, strong, tall, robust, in tackles, on the ball, off the ball, yeah? Would have stopped us from having to have the start of the season where we were struggling to get wins because we were forcing and shoehorning in people like Badiashile who weren't fit, who has never been a player of quality for us while he's been at this club. Yes? So there were multiple issues that contributed to where we are now. You might not like it, but it's the truth. Tosin was one of our better players last season. He's reduced in quality this season. Badiashile has never been quality for us, really, in my opinion. But he was injured at the start of the season, came back in, hasn't been any quality ever since. Colwill gets injured. So you're down to Fofana and Chalobah. And Chalobah's just come back from Crystal Palace where he done well, but Chalobah's never going to be your senior defender. So actually, we were out of pocket a little bit. But again, all of the praise that Maresca gets, he didn't want Renato Vega and he didn't want to keep Mamadou Sarr. He also didn't want to promote Joshua Chempong too early because he was using them in the first 2 games and then stopped playing them. So he had opportunities to give other people time and space to bed into the squad. He didn't do it and then asked for a centre-back. And the club said, listen, we would understand if you want us a Champions League or a Premier League. You've won us a Europa Conference League, which we expected based on the squad you had because we had a better squad last season than we did this season, especially in terms of depth with Madueke, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, Renato Vega, and a few more players. In Nkunku, to name a few, yeah? You've also then won the Club World Cup, which we respect, but at the same time, it's not one of the major 4 that we're going after.
But so great.
So again, 10th, 6th, 4th.
Great. I want to ask you
No,
three questions.
hold on.
Touchline, just give me a second. Just give me a second. I need to steer the show to where
his show touch.
So I want to steer the show. So are you saying that you're going in the right direction based on all the things that you said?
I'm saying we're making progress. Yeah.
I claim that to make progress, you need to challenge at least. By the way, there was talks that Chelsea need to actually be one of the contenders, main contenders next season. I claim that Man United will be ahead of you, Arsenal, City, probably maybe Liverpool. I don't know about Liverpool because of who's going to be there, right? I claim that Chelsea, with the money that's spent and the players you attracted and all the number of players you signed, Chelsea should be not in conversation even with Man United this season. Not even in a conversation. You should be way higher than Man United. And I think what is holding you back is the managerial chopping and changing, because Maresca wasn't failing as much, right? But Liam Rosenior is the one that is taking your club back. He's going to take all your good players that you say backwards. And the problem is the gap will increase with Man United, Arsenal, City. I think you'll be next season, be the 5th best team in England, or even the 6th. I don't know what Aston Villa are going to do. And the problem is the gap is not collapsing. It's not collapsing. It's not getting smaller. And you will feel that if your catalyst leave, if Cole Palmer leaves, it's like, who's going to join the club? So Chelsea, I think, and I'm going to tell you my statement, I'm going to land the plane now. If Chelsea sack Liam Rosenior in the summer and get a top manager, Chelsea suddenly will take 2 steps or 3 steps forward right away. And just by changing the manager, just by changing and getting a top man. If you get someone like a Klopp, if you get even Fabregas, who I think is a much better manager, I think you will jump ahead. I think you'll jump ahead. I think you jump way ahead. Nagelsmann.
I don't necessarily disagree with you.
It's one of the worst signings as a manager.
No. Listen. What I would say is, I don't. No. I think it's crazy to say it's one of the worst ever. I really do think. You see, because this for me is where I think pack mentality influences opinions, and I understand why. But it's a pack mentality thing for me, because at the end of the day, right, we could have got who's our assistant manager right now, Kieran McFarlane. We could have got him to take over first team to the end of the season. We didn't. We've actually brought on a manager who has experience being a manager in a first team setup, albeit in the championship, right? But also has experience playing I'm pretty sure they played European football this season with Strasbourg, right? And has again coached in Conference League, and has coached against top sides in the French league. So when we brought in Lampard, right, no one was saying this is one of the worst things ever. They were saying, is it too early? It's probably too early. This is too early for Lampard. But we never said it's one of the worst things ever. What I think people are conflating right now is there's the mix between Chelsea seem to be going backwards right now, but also we don't like who Rosenior is, and we're blending the two together, right? Because Maresca, again, for all intents and purposes, right, got us up to 3rd and then was bringing us down again with the same squad. He then started saying the squad wasn't good enough and started throwing people like tossing under the bus. But he was the same player picking these players. If he wasn't the one picking these players, then yeah, you could blame the club. But then why then would he feel he has any leg to stand on in terms of pushing the club to get him better players if he says it was all the club's doing? So this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of things being conflated that don't make sense. It's easy to say Rosenior is a terrible coach. But again, he has more experience than some managers we've had. Lampard being one of them. I remember even when we had...
Here is where I disagree with you about the...
Can I make a point, please? Because I'm going along in it. What I would say is, the problem I have with the Chelsea thing is, because it's a new model, they have nothing to compare it to. So I've noticed people compare us a lot to Arsenal because they've done a young project to a certain degree and they're challenging with the league. But the difference is they're an anomaly, because how many teams have found one manager, developed for a team for 6 years, won nothing along the way other than one FA Cup, and got to the stage? It doesn't happen. We haven't seen that example before. So the extreme is Chelsea, because we're not doing well and it's very up and down. and the chart isn't very linear, which is very normal, by the way, people like are very quick to make judgments on things that actually naturally take time. For example, we all are all to blame. Ashraf is in my boat. I didn't even know him back then, but I can tell you for a fact, when Arsenal finished sixth in the league, nobody here was saying, in 4 years' time, by the way, Ches, they could be challenging for the league, have all the best players in the world, play stinky style of football and still
be on for a quad.
No one would have said that. So football isn't predictable as what you see on paper right now, what you see on the pitch right now. No one thought Salah would go from 40 goals to 5 goals. You get my point? So when I say these things, people think I'm defending the club and what they're doing, which I'm not. I personally have no vested interest in any one manager in my club. Ironically, kind of agreeing with the owners in terms of I have owners on the management, but not over the top owners where they dictate everything and they control everything. Because this new style of football is the modern day 2026 with that stuff. So things aren't the same as back then where teams were developing. So for me, same as in his crap, he's low-hanging fruit. We know he's not great. He's lost 4 out of 4 games, first time since 1993 with Chelsea. So it's a very easy statement to make. It's not really difficult to say, is it?
And sorry, Ches, by the way, 2 against PSG, who we've not as a club beaten in the last 5 times we met them in Europe.
Yeah, like that as well. Like obviously, all these things combined, like together don't look good. So I have no problem with people calling out the club, blue coat rivals, laughing, saying the banter era. That is actually very standard, and I would do the exact same. Ashraf saw me 2 years ago doing the same for Arsenal. They were winning. It happens. Why I don't like, they over exaggerate. They're very disingenuous with their takes, and what they say also doesn't align. Because the same logic of standing through dead things ain't going the way. Why? If we're compared to Arsenal, then this shouldn't be as bad then. Because how can you finish 4th in the league, win 2 trophies, one people rate, one people don't, then still be competitive in that top 4 position? Things aren't going the way you want it to, yet we're still in finals, yet we still potentially make a final FA Cup potentially this season, but it's terrible, it's horrible. That bar, for me, isn't low enough for me to throw my toys at the Prem. If we were in Tottenham position, the extreme, last season Man United, or even mid-table, then I would
you were in that position, though, when they first turned up. Like, they took you there.
What's that got to do with this season?
I'm just saying that they have took you to that position.
I mentioned this season. That was said about 3 years ago.
They've took you to where Man United and Spurs were. And even then, Spurs won a trophy that year.
You were never 17.
We were never 17.
You were closer to the relegation zone than we were. You were 10 points.
No. Lowest we were was like 14th max. We were never ever.
Okay,
maybe 12.
What I'm saying,
12.
you were 10 points off the relegation zone.
Okay, but we were never where you were.
That's literally points wise, you were. You literally had less points than us, and we're closer to the relegation zone. Just because on the table it says position, how it works. We're talking points. You were closer to the relegation zone. We were like 15.
I'm not referring to 3 years ago.
You were 10 points off, which was Thomas Tuchel's 10 points that he got you that season.
Oh no!
Hands down. Listen more. If you listen to me, you would know what I said has got nothing to do with the first season. The first season from this season, that's progression. So that actually goes against your point. I'm saying my bar isn't low enough for me to be going, I hate the ownership, it's all going to fail. Let's say worst case scenario, Enzo Fernández was to leave and they were to invest in still young players like Anderson and whatnot. No one would be sitting here going, how terrible is that? They'll be like, you know what, you made your money back and you got to play everyone rates.
You bought quality play. Yeah.
Maybe
some of the names we're buying.
Like, that could actually happen, and people wouldn't be going on here, yo, Ches, terrible ownership. Like, shouldn't have got rid of him because of the ownership issues, but you still got this guy in. And we'll be here next year again. Yeah. So my thing is to everybody who's making overarching stupid statements, don't be surprised in 6 months' time if I get more revisionism going, you know what, Ches, you had a good window. What do you expect this season then? Keep the same energy now in the future, because right now, apparently, Mo's saying statements like Chelsea have finished, fine, that's absolutely fine. You see a terrible manager, you see 4 losses in a row, I'll be the same. The difference is we apply context when we want to, and then we don't apply context when we don't want to. People are conflating what Chelsea were and what they should be for what Chelsea actually are. I'm able to differentiate. Some of my own fan base can't.
Yeah.
They think Roman's coming back, and we're going to go back to 2005.
Can I now speak on the Chelsea situation? As, you know, someone who can, you know, speak from experience, as I've seen it with my own club, you know, the demise of a top football club. So I can speak literally from experience. When Quez goes, when you put it in a way of 12th, was it 12th, 6th, 4th? You said, right?
Yeah.
When you put it that way, it does sound great. But then when you actually factor the fact that they actually inherited you in 3rd and then took you to 12th, it doesn't sound so great. That's an elite gaslight. That's called gaslighting.
Exactly. You guys keep missing that point.
No. By the way, we're not going any further than that point right now until we address that. You can say we came. Hold on. You can say we came from 3rd. Cool. So if you're doing that, then I don't want to hear anyone on this panel ever tell me again that I should ever want Roman Abramovich back, ever. Because how many seasons did we not win the Premier League under Abramovich since 2017?
But you won the Champions League, though.
No, I don't care. We've won the
What do you
Champions
mean you don't
League.
care? The whole point is to win the Premier League or the Champions League.
You
were actually
screaming
cynical.
full stream, bro. I'm not doing this. I'm not going back and forth on this. I will finish my point. I'm not doing this with you, man. Because this is we have the same conversation stream after stream after stream after stream. It's tiring. The facts remain this. Our last title win was 2017. We won the Champions League in 2021. Cool, I hear it. Tuchel was a great manager. Cool, I hear it. Ask me what else he won. Nothing. I've seen him lose 2 FA Cup finals in a row, a Carabao Cup. I'm also saying that the last time we won the Champions League, we won it under crazy circumstances too. By the way,
and Chris, what does everybody say?
I haven't finished
for the sake of time. We have to end the show.
I want to finish what I'm talking
anyway.
Anyways, what I was saying is, I saw it with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he joined Man United, and he inherited a squad that finished 2nd the year before, and
lost the Europa League to Villarreal. Let's move on from these.
I don't know what you're about. He didn't inherit a squad that lost the Europa League. He inherited a squad that lost the FA Cup final to you lot. That's what he had, a 2nd and FA Cup final, and then they finished 6th the next season, and then he took us back to 3rd, and they said it's progress, but it's not progress because he took you back to where you were. That's where you were. You lot are right now where you were before them.
But the whole club had to change top to bottom. Because what we've never seen, right? This is why it frustrates me. What we've never seen from any other club is the government involved in your club. But I must say this, and the chat is going to run excuses. I don't care anymore. I actually couldn't care less. Until you show me another club that has had this unprecedented involvement in its club, right? Where the change has to be done because the government are seizing your club, bro. You cannot compare it the same way.
You came back after that and you signed players and you went from 12th to 6th
finished
to
12th,
and now you're getting worse.
Finished 4th. And
now you're going backwards.
Fair enough. In one of those 3 seasons, we're going backwards.
For a little bit now, Ash.
Once in 3 seasons, we're going backwards. We've gone from 12th, 1 semi-final, 6th, 1 semi-final and a final.
I know you need to end. People keep thinking it's not linear when you progress, but it's linear when you regress. So when you're regressing, it's going to stay regressing. The club's finished.
Because
it'll be 2 billion today. It'll be the senior tomorrow. It'll be this. But we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
In the league, did they?
Listen, for me, if Chelsea, my problem with Chelsea now is Liam Rosenior. It's not the team, it's not the squad, it's not anybody. It's just Liam Rosenior.
It's fair.
I think that Chelsea. Did you see the briefings today?
Matt Law said that he's staying. But anyway, Daka, I don't know what that means. Gotta follow the Tuni. I don't know what that means. But listen, Touchline is going live with Ahmed. So go and support Touchline. He's live now. This will take you there. Muhammad Salah left. I want to thank Quest. Quest, of course, channel is in the description as well. So go and support Quest. Of course, if you guys haven't. Ashraf Talks Ball. Of course, there will be streams and stuff on Ashraf channel. Touchline Facts channel as well. Shez, of course. So go and support the lads. I will see you guys on the next stream. And we're out here, people.